got this.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Ready to go?
Ready to go. I don't really need to play that game anymore. Dante having
Okay.
Dante having
You know, I'm having a hard time hearing you through the headphones. I hear you more.
What's going on?
I mean,
They just need to turn them up.
Hey, I'm talking. I'm talking about talking. There we go. Here I am.
Yes.
Is it those dusty knobs? It's just the dusty knobs, all right.
That's like all I see at my job all the time.
Dusty knobs.
Dusty knobs. Jesus, ma'am. Put them away.
Oh, no.
Just put them away. It's okay.
No one wants to see that.
Yeah, leave it something to the imagination.
No,
yeah. Or give me the option to not imagine it.
Hell no.
I was trying to share it.
Fortunately, this time I put going live in 10. So,
Yeah.
like, all right, we're going to get up there eventually. Because usually I just share, like, going live right now. And it's like, it's never right now.
No, well, I mean, it gives people time to kind of filter in.
Yeah. But I mean, I've been having so many issues with like Polypop lately, and then if you play in windowed full screen on Monster Hunter Rise, you get this weird gold border around the edge of the screen.
Weird.
I mean, it's pretty, but it's kind of distracting. It's kind of weird. Weird. Wow.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, boy.
Let's do this.
Do that,
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi.
That's such a raging clue, right?
I got such a raging clue, right? Oh, this clue's so big.
It's such a big clue.
Such a big clue.
The Hardly Boys.
Love it.
Guardian of your soul. Okay.
I'm Sky.
Oh, really? You're just going to skip that? I'm Trey.
I'm Phil.
Just leave it where it is. I'll just put it on the shelf, move past it. Lowered expectations.
Man, nice.
Expectations. Cool.
Today we are talking about Beavis and Butthead. Because Twitch won't let us put Butthead in the title.
Jeez.
It violates
Do
terms
the
and services.
universe.
Right.
Somebody's
What the
fucking
fuck?
offended by Butthead.
I'm sure someone does.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure.
Let me get on.
Well, we're gonna be actually
It's gonna
saying
be
the word
on your
Butthead
head for the rest of your life.
all throughout this video. So doesn't really help much, does it?
It doesn't, because we're
Nope.
going to be referring to Butthead.
And probably some
Yes.
even worse words.
Right.
I'm sure the word
George
ass will get,
Carlin.
fuck will get
George
thrown
Carlin
around.
was like, there are more words to describe bad words than there are bad words.
Yeah.
You know?
Seriously, man. Yeah. That's the funniest shit about a lot of this, right? Is you can say whatever. You can say real vile shit.
Yeah.
As long as you don't say these naughty words.
Exactly right.
And as long as you don't type them naughty words.
That's right.
Exactly. You know, my mom was one of those parents, man. She didn't like us saying the word butt.
Oh,
You
yeah?
know, she said, "Say bottom." I was like, "What
Oh,
are you
yeah.
talking about?" You know, like,
Man.
yeah. I was like, I wasn't even referencing your posterior. I was like, also,
Also,
you
yeah.
know, like, you know, in contrary.
Well, you could do
contrary
that.
to-
That was
Bottom.
correct.
Oh,
shit.
man.
What it up, Scott?
So, is it me? It's
Yeah.
my turn. My
You're
turn.
up. Throw it on you.
It's my
Bam.
turn. Man, it's been a long fucking week, but I was able to get a few things watched and played. Didn't watch a lot of anime. I've been going through this like King of the Edgelord series that no one fucking talks about, Dead Man's Wonderland.
No, I don't know about that.
It's really good. It's very violent, very wide eyes, tongues out,
Wait. So is the main character like broody and moody?
He's kind of like a Shinji Ikari.
Okay.
Type. Not necessarily, not really broody, just kind of whiny. Kind of gets beaten into the ground throughout the show.
Watch TV after 12.
He gets convicted of killing his entire class.
Damn.
Oh Jesus!
What?
At the beginning of the
Uchiha
show.
them?
Huh?
He's Sasuke Uchiha? Well, that'd be Itachi Uchiha.
Well, somebody else did. He was just the only one that survived.
So he's Sasuke.
So he got convicted.
Oh,
and
wait, he
then
went to
sent
prison?
to this. He went to a very special publicly owned prison that basically puts dead man collars around people's necks, and
Hey,
then
go pop.
yeah, makes them go pop.
Nice.
They use the inmates as employees and attractions for the theme park that is open to the public and built on top of the prison.
So he's going to be a geek.
So Dead
yeah.
Man's
Yeah.
Wonderland.
He's going to get geeked out.
Yeah. So it's good. I like it. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I was just like, this is gonna be
Sounds
some
horrifying.
Yeah,
this is gonna
really.
be some dumb edgy bullshit,
Uh.
and it is some dumb edgy bullshit, but it is the good type of dumb edgy bullshit. So there's that. Getting through that. Mostly. Started playing Fire Emblem Warriors.
Oh, yeah,
Finally
yeah.
picked that up.
Yeah.
Not the new one, the older one.
Okay.
I think honestly at this point, even though I don't have as much attachment to that IP as I do with Zelda, I think I like the Fire Emblem Warrior games just a little
are
bit
the mechanics
more.
better?
They're about the same.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
they're about the same.
I mean, it's all a Muso.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, press X, or I guess that'd be Y
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the Switch case.
Yeah. Y and X.
Right.
X is your heavy.
Just
X
do the
is your
moves.
heavy.
Yeah,
Just slam. Just slam all buttons. I mean, it's fun. I don't know, man. I think I like the story better.
Yeah.
And the fact that
Fire Emblem has always had good story.
Yeah, well, and the fact that all the characters talk, and there isn't
Oh,
a separation between some of these characters actually talk, and some of them just go, ugh,
Oh. Yeah.
yeah, so hey, there isn't that disconnect in the story, so it's just.
Tingle's not in the Hyrule Warriors, is he?
I think he might be.
Man,
in
they
the first
better
one.
Should
put
be.
Tingle in
I
that
think he might
motherfucker.
be in the first one. I'm not sure. But yeah, so played that. Downloaded this really neat little $15 Metroidvania called Hunter X.
Okay.
I've been jamming on that a little bit here. Hunter X.
Mr. X.
That one sounds.
Does it sound familiar?
Yeah, I think
I don't
was
recognize
looking
it
at
from anything.
No, I mean, I think I actually know that game. I want to
Oh,
say,
really?
I want to say it might also be on Steam, and I was checking
Possibly.
it out. That sounds,
It wouldn't
that
surprise
sounds right.
me.
Is it a newer title?
I assume.
Right.
I mean, it is a newer title on the Switch, at
Right.
least, because it just popped up this week, and I was just like, this looks a little bit like Bloodstain, like,
Right.
let me check this out.
Yeah.
And it is. It's pretty much like Bloodstain. It's got that Souls mechanic where you constantly collecting karma, and if you die, you have to go back to the spot and get it. But that's about the only thing it takes from that part. It's basically just a straight Metroidvania.
Okay.
But it's fun. It's a good time. I'm enjoying it. It wants you to, unlike a lot of Metroidvanias I've noticed, this one really wants you to play it fast.
Oh.
Like, it really wants you to kind of zip through everybody.
Oh.
Like,
okay.
and it gives you a lot of options. Like, your dash is really cool. You got this slide that works really well, so you can, like, pop, 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 kill some dude, slide over to the next dude, pop, 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 jump, pop, So it feels like it wants you to play it a lot faster than most of those types of games.
Yeah.
You know, as far as the combat. So it's been fun. But the big thing that I've been doing this week is watching Dinosaurs.
Really?
Yes.
I was talking to somebody about that the other day, and they had no idea what I was talking about.
Really?
And so, where is it streaming?
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, really?
All 4 seasons.
Not the mama.
Everybody do
Not
the dinosaur.
mama, dude. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's
the grandmother, dude.
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
the
Ethel
grandma's
Phillips,
son.
dude.
Yes.
Hey, fat boy.
Yeah, dude.
I
Because
love
those
it.
things, like those puppets, man, like
Oh, they look great.
they look so
still,
good, but they would
yeah.
be horrifying if they were just in the room with you.
Right.
Oh,
just
yeah.
randomly,
Just
you know?
staring at you.
Yeah, dude. Like worse than the Ninja Turtles. Costumes,
Kind
you
of,
know?
yeah.
Like, yeah. You know, which are also
I
creepy.
love the design for his boss at the.
Oh,
Yes.
B.B.
Yeah.
Richfield. I love
Yes,
him.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sinclair.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes, my captain.
Uh-huh. It is
Um,
still great though that Dinosaurs is basically Roseanne with puppets.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I it holds up, man.
Yeah.
It
So,
fucking holds up. It's still fucking funny.
bro.
I love Spike, Robbie's friend.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Sinclair.
Yeah.
So,
dude.
like the subject matter of a lot of those episodes, are they things that we could air today, and they would be
Yeah, easily.
Really?
Easily.
They wouldn't
Yeah,
offend people?
they'd probably be a lot. It's kind of funny. It's just like a lot of the issues that they tackle in the subtext of that show are issues that we're still dealing with today.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
it's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's just like yes, even in context, it still fits.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's surprising.
So that was like Stewie before Stewie. That
Kind
maybe-
of. Yeah. Yeah.
Totally.
I know that everybody fucking hated that guy. The one that did the baby.
Oh, the voice?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Really?
Well, because he wouldn't stop. So like everybody would be like, okay, cut. We got to set up for the next scene, and he would just continue to just do
Method
this shit.
acting.
That's
Right,
Well, that's the
and-
same dude that does Elmo.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
Elmo guy.
it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Elmo
guy. Right.
And but he loved being the dinosaur because he would just make everybody crack up, except for the other cast.
Yeah.
So like,
because
so
they're
like,
like, no, we're actors.
like we're
too.
trying to get the scene done, and he's making the crowd like just laugh, and
Well,
so they
it's
just let
funny
him
'cause,
go, and
like,
then they're all like, "God
yeah.
damn it, dude, come on!"
For real. we said cut.
like,
Yeah, it's funny like rewatching. Like the baby's probably my least favorite. Not
Yeah.
that it's still that there aren't moments where I'm still like, huh, but that used to be like my favorite thing when I
Oh,
was a
yeah, of
kid.
course, yeah.
Obviously.
Uh-huh.
And now watching it as an adult, I'm like, that shit's
Uh-huh.
fucking annoying. That
Right.
can get real grating real fucking quick.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I love it. I'm on season 3, probably gonna finish it.
I wonder if
this
we're going to
weekend.
see
Cool.
a revival of Dinosaurs ever.
I
you know
don't
those
know.
costumes are somewhere.
right?
No,
You know,
actually,
they
they're
better.
not.
That what
They're
happened
not,
to them?
They're not.
They get
That's one of the
destroyed?
reasons they didn't get a 5th season, because you could only those costumes really the material that they're made of would deteriorate pretty quickly after 5 years. So there's
So-
they do not they
You're saying
do
that they're
not
all
exist.
gone?
They're all gone. There might be pieces of them still available around.
I know they could make them again,
Yeah,
dude.
They could
totally,
make
They
them
did.
again.
They did such
Yeah.
a good job with redoing Ogra for the new
Yeah.
Dark Crystal
Yeah.
series.
Yeah,
That I was
facts.
like, and I know that's not the original puppet, you
Right.
know, but they could do it. They could.
Yeah.
they
I
could
mean,
absolutely do it.
yeah, no, but they'd have to pretty much rebuild them from scratch. And
Yeah.
I'm sure they have better material
that'd be
now.
worth
And you
it.
than
know
they
it
did
costs
back
way
then.
less now than it used
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was
exactly.
another reason it didn't go. I mean, if it wasn't as successful as it was,
Oh, dude,
and
those-
then
This sounds like
those
something
puppets
that should be
yeah.
on Paramount Plus.
to. For real,
Shit.
yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what they should do. They
Yeah.
should just resurrect all the old '90s jams and be like,
Uh-huh.
okay, well, this is what we got.
Nice.
You
Yeah,
know?
there you go.
'cause they need something outside.
Where's
of
Boy Meets World?
Halo.
Yeah.
Oh
they
God!
have
well, they
the-
did that. They
yeah.
did that. Girl
Did
Meets
they?
World,
Is
right?
that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Girl
it's
Meets
their
World.
daughter.
Well, that was more
Yeah.
a sequel.
You
Yeah.
know, well, you can't just go back and do Boy Meets World.
They're adults now.
Yeah,
Scott.
Oh,
Scott.
sorry,
That's
sorry.
very
Excuse
difficult.
me.
You're
It doesn't
looking
work
at what's
like
happening with Stranger Things right now.
I mean, you
and
could
they're like,
recast.
yeah, nobody wants to recast it Topanga. We want Topanga.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Come on, dude.
Right.
it's gonna be Zendaya.
There's only Topanga.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
They
that's-
recast everybody but Topanga.
Right,
Everybody.
right.
It's like the
Right.
OG Topanga.
This is awkward.
You did it.
Oh, man.
So yeah, no, that's been my week. What's you guys been up to?
Funny enough, as far as Metroidvanias go, I finally took up a game that I've been wanting to play since it came out, and I just haven't had the time.
Yeah.
Been playing Hollow Knight.
Oh hell
Nice.
yeah.
Good
It's
game.
amazing.
It's a great game.
It's just, it's
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, everything about it I love. Oh, look who walked in the room too.
Booty meat
Hey, I did it.
Tony.
I'm doing it. I'm
What
doing
up,
it, Robbie.
Margot?
You're playing Hollow Knight,
I'm
dude.
fucking playing Hollow Knight because
Yeah.
you specifically keep going. I swear to God, you need to play this
Don't
game.
ever play games I want you to play.
Rather
I'm
bully
playing
you
it,
into
okay?
playing the
I'm playing
games.
it.
Always, man.
And it's
For
real good.
Love
okay?
it. Love it.
yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think I'm on like the 3rd biome. Yeah, for now.
You got a lot of like DLC content ahead of you too.
Yeah, because it's the full whatever it's called version. I don't know what it's called, Dark Void Edition or some shit like that.
Right.
But it's. I mean, you've played it.
I've played maybe like an hour into it.
Okay.
I haven't played through it.
I don't understand. I mean, other than the, like you were saying, the whole getting. See, look, there you go. It's very, very good so far. I've been sucked into it completely.
I still need to play it.
Yeah, but well, like you were saying, as far as the whole you have to retrieve your body thing.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that they brought from the Souls games.
Yeah.
Well, and
that
also
feels...
just difficult enemies just popping up out of nowhere. Like,
yeah, but that's not anything new.
You go to the right,
that
and then all of a
new.
sudden there's a big-ass boss, and it's oh, shit, I just started
Our
playing.
fucking skull just morphs out of a goddamn wall out of nowhere.
But that shit's still like Symphony of the Night, though, because you can go fuck yourself in Symphony of the Night real quick.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
very true.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. And that's... yeah, it has been ramping up. You're right about that. It continues to get better. But I don't understand why people want to call this game a Souls-like. I mean,
it's only because of the difficulty of the game. I don't think it's a matter of like it's actually. And also, I think it's kind of trendy to call things Souls-likes. You know, like it's a Metroidvania.
Well, especially when Hollow Knight came out, like the 2D Souls-like thing,
like Salt and Sanctuary.
Yeah,
right,
was kind of like really, really big.
See,
in the
but that
indie
one
scene
makes
and shit.
sense as being called a Souls-like
because of the mechanics.
Yeah, this one doesn't. It's Metroid.
Yeah,
it's Castlevania. It's not. Yeah,
I think that it was just more marketable at that point in time because there were so many Metroidvanias. It's like say it's a Souls-like, and then people expect higher difficulty, and it'll sell because people all of a sudden love Souls games.
See, I don't think this one fucking. I can see what you're saying. It's kind of Souls, and I also see that it's kind of just Metroid at this point. Like with a lot of the way that they're presenting things. Like I don't know this, but I came upon this large door that had 3 different shaped masks on it, and I was like, okay, I got you.
Right.
Okay,
Here we go.
I know how this goes.
Well, I mean, it's also you have that argument of just like aren't the Souls games just kind of really difficult Metroidvanias?
Yeah,
to
but
some
they
degree?
do have their own mechanics.
Well,
to it,
yeah,
and that's
Souls
all
games are more focused Monster Hunter games.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the fact. That's the fact.
I don't know if it's a fact, but
It's a fact.
They're similar. They're close.
That's where that combat comes from, dude.
Yeah.
It's all MH. Yeah, dude, it's straight up Monster Hunter.
I feel like it's just
Monster Hunter is similar. Anyways, we're getting off on a tangent.
Yeah, really.
But that's an interesting conversation to have. Like,
yeah. But Hollow Knight is the shit. That's all I'm really saying.
Her.
Yeah. And then let's see. I played through all of Red Earth. I played through that.
Cool.
Which
how long did it take you?
An hour.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it actually gets a little difficult. Like there's this I don't know, like Aztec like skeleton god man with a bunch of arms and swords, and he's a bastard. So there's that. But I got to see, and the final boss is actual bullshit. Like it's totally just quarter thief bullshit. You know what I mean? But I played through that, and then I decided I was going to check out a couple of the other ones on there, and I looked and I was like, oh shit, it's a bunch of Darkstalkers, which is fine, but I want to play Darkstalkers with other people. I don't really want to play it by myself. But then I was like, oh shit, Cyberbots.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't played Cyberbots in forever, and I don't think I ever put this together. Funny enough, so Jin in
Marvel vs.
Capcom 2,
some
right?
Cyberbots.
He
Blodia.
boom. Blodia.
Blodia.
And then I'm going through the menu. I'm like, that's just the name of the robot.
Yeah. What'd y'all think?
I didn't. I just thought he was saying some
because
shit.
had you not played Cyberbots back then?
No.
That explains it.
Yeah.
Totally.
I played Cyberbots since then, but I didn't put it together until and as soon as I read it,
So
that's
you
what I
just
said.
thought he was saying some dope shit?
I mean, yeah.
Because that's some dope shit to scream when the
Right.
giant mech fist comes across. Yeah, totally.
But I'm going through the character select, and then I'm like, Blodia! That's it. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
Man, we got to get on some Darkstalkers for real.
Yeah.
Do it.
Start victoring, folks.
Shoot.
Yeah, but that's about it.
Yeah. Heard that.
What you been doing?
What have I been doing? I started, first and foremost, Monster Hunter. Because that shit just keeps getting better and better and better. Mm-hmm. And so for a little while, I switched off, and I was running IG Insect Glaive. Love that shit. Started switching off and playing with my dual blades.
Cool.
Just because they're hype. And now with the wire bug, of course, everybody's got aerial maneuvers, which is really kind of dope. You know. But it's also, it kind of hurts my feelings as an Insect Glaive player, because I'm just like, this is my identity.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of my airspace.
Now everybody gets it.
Yeah, and everybody.
It's not fair.
Right, and that's how it feels.
for everybody now.
I know,
you can't just hoard that shit to yourself.
Until you start getting some of the additional switch skills.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, no, the air's still mine. It's still totally mine.
Okay.
So, I went back to IG, and I have one switch skill where you can use the wire bug. Your wire bug technique actually just zips you straight up in the air, and then you have a wyvern dive. Wyvern dive, if I really want to say it, and you just come straight down on motherfuckers. And so if you do your aerial combos, it actually builds up 3 stacks of damage. And so if you have those 3 stacks and then you come straight down, you will knock a monster out. Like, you'll put them on their ass. Like, it's amazing. And so it's one of those games that's so cool. Rewarding. Like, this is why I make that comparison between Souls and Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Is like, on the surface, it's like, okay, go in here, use these weapons, and kill monsters, whatever. But each weapon is a character, right? Yeah. Each weapon is its own individual entire world, and they're all so deep, and there's so much customization that you can do.
I think
pretty different.
Yeah, it's insane, and so it forces you to really pay attention and
because of
commitment. Builds. You have to
commitment,
you do,
dude.
You do because the better you get. Because I find now I'm like, wow, I thought I was good with an IG.
Yeah,
but I was playing last night, and I'm like, oh no, I'm a monster all of a sudden. And you start getting used to all those complicated controls.
Good.
Yeah, dude, and it feels good when you get good.
Yeah.
And
it
does. So I was playing with that. I was playing with Robbie for a while, but he left me behind.
Oh.
And so like a little bitch.
Whoa. It's okay. Maybe you had some important shit to do.
Like, play Monster Hunter without your boy. You know what I'm saying? He's like, this is all I wanted to do, and I'm like, I feel you.
He said he was looking for young Monsty.
Young Monsty.
He left me behind, man. And so I'm catching up though. Don't worry about that, baby. I'm coming for you. But regardless, no, it is. It's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun playing co-op. It'd be cool to get like.
How do they do that with level scaling? Do they change somebody?
Monsters will gain health based on the number of people that you're fighting with. So if you have like 4 people, then they'll get health bonuses.
So are you guys doing your shit then, since you're lower level?
Well, at this point, we haven't played since then. So like at one point we were together neck and neck, and that's the only reason why I'm mad about it, Robbie, is because I was holding off playing the game because we were playing together. Anyway, no, I really don't care. So we were just kind of, since we were on the same level, we were just playing whoever's game. It really didn't matter.
Okay.
But at this point, we'll have to play my game.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's like I don't even think I could access the content that he's in because I don't have it unlocked. That'd be an interesting thing to check out.
Yeah, see if he would be able to warp you into late game shit.
At this point, if he's really where I think he is, I may have just crossed the line to have access to those quests as well. So maybe we'd be able to play. I don't know. We'll have to check it out. And so, but we'll see. We'll probably see tonight. But no, Monster Hunter is just incredibly lit, dude. Monster Hunter Rise is. It's my pick for game of the year.
Wow, hell yeah!
Yeah,
it's really good, man.
Well, it's still not going to win because Elden Ring is going to win. We all know that. So, and Horizon's up there, but Monster Hunter is just something special.
Yeah, man.
But I also went back and
God of War is also coming out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's
we still got a long time before the end of the year.
Well, regardless, I don't think God of War is gonna beat
Elden.
It might. There's that, but more people had access to Elden. You know what I'm saying? With it being, it's not PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's the only thing that I think will hurt God of War.
At least it's not just PS5 exclusive, right?
Right.
That helps it out a bunch because there are fucking 30 million PS4s in the wild.
Right. But the truth of the matter is that Elden Ring is still the top selling game of the year, period. Like, even as per today, Elden Ring is still just crushing, and it ain't gonna stop anytime soon.
Yeah.
Especially if that leak is accurate. Anyway, but I started playing Control.
Oh yeah. You were talking about that last week.
Yeah. Well, I installed it last week, but I hadn't started playing it.
Uh-huh.
And so I didn't realize that I had played maybe like 5 or 6 hours into that game. And I was sitting there playing, and I'm like, okay, I remember this, I remember this, I remember this. And it kept going for a long time to a point where I'm like, why did I stop playing this game? And then I finally got to a breach point where I'm like, okay, this is all new. And Control is lit, man.
It's a good ass game,
It is so fucking good. It
One
is
of these
so
days,
good.
I'll jump back on it.
Right on. I mean, well, it's a good time to do so with
Yeah.
the PS5 update patch and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the game does look great. I definitely suggest playing in on performance mode.
Yeah.
You know, having 60 FPS combat really changes the game. You know, playing it at 30 is fine, and it's really nice to have ray trace reflections on the floors and in the mirrors, or not mirrors, but the windows and stuff. But being able to do the combat at 60 FPS, man, sitting there like, you know, brainwashing people out there in the field, having work for you, you know, killing somebody, then taking their corpse and throwing their corpse at somebody else as a weapon. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of fun. And so for
I love
everybody,
her powers, dude.
oh man, well, once again, PsyOps, man. It
dude.
brings back everything that you love from PsyOps. And
Who made that?
PsyOps?
Yeah.
PsyOps was, I want to say, is Eidos. Was it Eidos? Who made PsyOps back in the day? I'll check that out. But no, I mean, if you have not played Control at this point in time, definitely take some time and get into it. PsyOps was made by Midway.
Okay.
Right?
Whatever.
Okay.
You remember Midway,
sure.
right?
Good
Remember
for
when there
them.
was a Midway?
Well, at that point in time, they were also doing like pieces of excrement, like war gods.
Yeah, right.
You know,
I mean,
and so good for them.
Fucking war guy.
War gods, dude. That was a
Woof.
rough time. That was a rough
What
time.
was that? There's another real bad Midway one, because like
There are a lot of them.
I mean Mace
They made a lot of
Mace
tracks.
is almost good. It's almost
Yeah.
good, dude. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's not good though.
it was
Hey,
like
man,
the
they
more
did that
heavy
guy-
metal Soul Calibur that played
Yeah.
like shit, right?
Right.
It was-
Yeah. Everybody was
man,
trying to
they-
get a piece of the pie.
They did Gauntlet Legends, didn't they?
Yeah, those were
Yeah,
great.
that was fan-
That
those
was-
were-
that
those-
was very,
that was
very
good.
good. Blue
Yeah.
Wizard.
Blue Wizard.
All of those were good. The second one I think is the really good one. It's like dark something,
Warrior needs food
dark.
badly.
You remember the green cabinet?
Yes.
Because you get the Pharaoh wizard and you
Yes.
get like the
God, what was the name of that game?
what's dark something.
Yeah.
It's dark something.
Yeah, I see it. I'm not quite
Gauntlet
sure.
Legends, dark some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Dark
Only played
Legacy.
the first.
Dark
Legacy.
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 Yeah,
There
that's
it is.
it. Yeah. I was thinking he told you. No, that shit popped up in your brain.
Yeah, that's Dark Legacy.
You
Man.
started seeing the cabinet marquee in your head. didn't you?
Yeah. Well, it was because you said Gauntlet Legend. At first, I was thinking about a separate fighting game that was dark something, but no, you're just talking about Gauntlet, so that was easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But so jamming on some of that. We started watching some Akudama Drive.
Oh
Okay.
boy,
Trying to get baby caught up on that.
that shit is hot.
And it's so weird going back through it and starting it over. And
Yeah, because you
then-
pick up on little things.
Yeah,
dude.
dude,
You
and
pick up
then
on little things.
like Brawler, man.
Brawler's-
You know what I'm saying? Remember when
boy.
Brawler got that hole in his stomach and he's just like leaking?
Yep.
And he's just like
Yep.
ends up passing out and he's just like, oh shit, he can't walk. But then he gets into a big ass fight. You know, he finally lets Doctor work on him.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gets into a big ass fucking fight and he reopens his wound and he doesn't care about it, but he's fighting.
Yeah,
in the middle
because
of
Brawler just goes, man.
he just goes, man.
Yeah.
He's a combat sexual, right?
Yeah.
And so that's all he wants to do. And but he's sitting there in the combat, and his wound is leaking, and he just starts hitting it over
Yep.
and over and
Yep.
over again. And everybody's like, "Oh, stop! No,
Oh, that's not a good
what you
idea.
do. That's not what you do." He's like, "Ah!" Getting hype,
Getting mad.
Yeah, dude. You know, it's just it's just super hype.
I mean, it's just a hype fucking show,
it's a
dude.
great show.
It's just a hype
It's a
show.
great show.
I love what's her name? Scammer? Is that-
Swindler.
Swindler. It's funny. It's really like
This
it's
is literally
funny
what I was about to say.
when
Go ahead.
you
Go ahead.
when you realize just how much like her name fits her.
It fits her.
like in a very kind of deconstructive, subversive kind of
Well,
way.
I mean, it's in spite of everything that she wants and thinks, she is Swindler.
She is a
She's
swindler.
definitely Swindler.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody, and it's so crazy how
Man, I
everybody,
can't wait for you to get to the end.
everybody
Good.
celebrates her being Swindler. Oh, that's classic Swindler.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah, and
she's, like,
she's
I'm
just-
not a Swindler.
No, but I'm not
okay,
actually doing
all right.
it.
So you haven't seen any of it, right? So the whole thing starts when this girl is basically just going to get some takoyaki.
Okay.
Now, that's all it is. She just wants
Yeah.
something to eat. And this guy's in front of her, and he's a badass. He's one of the bike couriers up there.
Yeah, courier.
And she goes to get her food, and they tell her it's going to be 500 yen. He ends up dropping a 500 yen piece.
Okay.
All right. And so she's like, oh, shit. She tries to pick it up and get it back to him, but the lady's like, "Hey, your order's gonna be 500 yen." He leaves, and actually, she tries to give it back. Well, no, I'm sorry. He leaves. The lady tells her that it's 500 yen. She doesn't have any money, and so she's like, "Oh shit, I don't have any money." And then, she had that 500 yen piece, but she doesn't want to pay for it because she wants to pay him back.
Yeah.
Right? And he won't take the money because he's like, drop money is bad luck. So she ends up getting arrested because the lady's like, everybody tries to steal from me, and she goes to prison. And they're like, oh, she actually had money on her, so that's fraud. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you actually had the exact amount to pay for this shit, but you wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And she's just like, what the fuck?
Yep. And then, bullshit ensues. Everybody gets together, all these like big time criminals and they, like get together, get hired for a heist.
Yes.
And then
then she happens to be around.
Yeah.
And
she just kind of gets roped into it.
Swept up into it.
Yeah.
And then like when the last, Akudama is what they call their big criminals, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Those are people who are the way that they basically
like
sum up
level.
how bad. Yes. Basically how they sum up how bad you are is how many years you've been sentenced to prison. So some people are upwards of like 10 million years.
Oh,
Like, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
And so she's swept up with all these people that have like 70 million year sentences.
Yeah,
and
it sounds
shit.
like some people are trying to get high scores.
Exactly,
that's
right?
pretty much
at
what
that
it
point,
is.
They're just
and
like,
they brag about it.
They do. They do,
brag
right?
about it. That's
and
like status for them, man.
Exactly. And so she just ends up as part of the group, and she's just like, God damn it. But the more that things happen, because what fucks her up is she tries to save that cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
She tries to save a cat from getting killed, and, it doesn't go the way she expects it.
Right.
And so, but seriously, her namesake just comes into fruition.
Why does everybody have DNF dual names?
I think this is kind of cool. Well, because it's like you don't know who they actually are.
Okay.
Brawler likes to fight. Doctor, she's a doctor. We'll just put it there. She's a doctor.
A special case.
You got hacker. You've got brawler. You've got courier.
Swindler, courier, hoodlum.
Hoodlum, and hoodlum is a complete farce.
Yeah. Well, he's the right hand man suck up to like a yakuza.
Right. Exactly.
So that's why
he finds the strongest person and kisses up to them, and that's it.
Yep.
And he'll lie, he'll do whatever he has to do, but he hopes to be protected by that person.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because he loves
Doctor,
Brawler.
what is it, Cutter?
No, the Cutthroat.
Cutthroat. Yeah.
Cutthroat. Oh, Cutthroat, man. Anyway, just watch the show. We'll talk about this some other time.
It's great.
But it is really, really good.
Yeah.
It is really, really good. But fuck that. That's it.
Are you a swindler? Huh?
Is that?
What are you?
I kind of dig it. At first, I didn't really like the DNF dual style names and everything, just like naming people based on their classes.
Yeah.
But over time, I've kind of grown to enjoy it.
Well, again, it's just like it
what
seems,
to expect.
Well, it seems very
easier to remember some of these names.
Yeah, well, it seems very basic on the surface, but as they start again, they really start to deconstruct these characters as far as like the personality that you would normally attribute to that name. Just kind of falls off as the series goes on, and it's just like it's more than just the surface level what you'd think of with that name. It goes a lot deeper.
It's just like
and
with
they
DNF,
explore
man.
it. Yeah, they
just
explore
like
it very
like
a
Hitman
lot.
means more to me now than it did when I first started playing that game. You know what I'm saying? Enchantress means more to me now than it did when I started. At first, you're like, oh, really? Y'all couldn't even come up with names for these characters?
Seriously.
And then it's like, oh, no, you're just telling me, here's the archetype, and here's what that shit's called, and it makes sense in practice. And it's like, okay, it makes it really kind of easily digestible for a lot of people as well. So
Totally.
Yeah.
I also really like how each episode is titled after a Western movie.
Absolutely.
And then
first
that
episode is called Seven.
That episode takes
Dogs.
on the DNA of that movie, like the one called Reservoir Dogs. It's literally just them in a room, like chatting.
They're planning and
planning and shit. Yeah,
it's really good.
Like,
where's the commode? I gotta go take a squirt.
Oh my!
Wow!
Remember that shit from Reservoir Dogs?
I mean,
that's like one of my favorite lines.
Too soon. News juicy, man. Please, let's
Yuck.
go. Let's get out of
Hey.
here.
News jutsu.
Please,
Boom.
news juicy. Hey, Snoop ain't dead.
He ain't dead.
He
He's
ain't
not.
dead.
Look at how alive he is right
Oh
Look at
my
this
God!
boy.
Have you ever seen Snoop Dogg's eyes?
No.
Look at that. Have you
there.
ever-
Really. I ain't even got high yet
It's like
today.
you see how I'm smoking this blunt.
Yeah.
And I'm about to smoke another. You know, seriously. So Snoop was the victim of another death hoax, man. And this is the
Wow.
second death hoax that he's
Who was
had.
the first one?
The first one was a dog named Snoop.
Oh.
So it was a guy's
wait.
actual dog who died, and he started a hashtag RIP Snoop, right? And so all of a
Wow.
sudden it went viral, and
No,
everybody's
not
just
Snoop
like,
Dogg.
my
Snoop
dog,
the dog.
Snoop the
Snoop
dog.
that is
My
a dog.
Yeah, this my dog Snoop.
My dog Snoop.
My dog Snoop.
Yeah,
That's
and so that was
that's
the
a
first one.
Daytime TV show right there.
That was the
My
first
dog.
one, but this one was actually, you know, they started. I've seen these on YouTube. I've seen them on Facebook, where these things will pop up. You know, the same thing with Jim Carrey, where they were just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh,
that's
so
what I was
the-
thinking of.
You know, our hearts and prayers go out to the family of Snoop Doggy Dog," and it's like, wait, what? And Snoop
Yeah.
over there, just like, I guess.
He's like, damn, am I
I'm too
dead?
high.
Am I
I mean,
dead?
for real, this shit called death. You know, like it's just
I'm
fucking
never
crazy
buying
to
from
me.
Cat Williams again.
Yeah, right.
And so, yeah, dude, I love that picture though.
That was a
That
good
image
pic.
is gold.
I
Isn't
know. As soon as I saw this one, I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so it right
That
there.
is gold. I'll wear a shirt with that shit on.
Hell
dude.
yeah.
No
Well,
cap.
Snoop ain't dead, guys.
Snoop ain't dead, so don't believe the hype. And it's
Thank
funny how
the
many
Lord.
people don't even like do any kind of research. They're just like, oh my god, you know, he's dead. You know,
When people read headlines, they don't read the articles.
Exactly. Which is the whole point of death hoaxes, right? You're
Yeah.
gonna get some clicks. It's gonna happen. And so,
I mean, you scared me when you first put up there.
right?
Yeah.
I was like,
like,
fuck,
what?
what?
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah, that's what I went through. I'm just like, no, not Snoop. I'm like, you can't kill Calvin Broadus.
No.
Shit.
You know, and so yeah,
Too
but
soon.
Snoop
soon.
ain't dead.
Yeah, that's
He
right.
ain't dead. All right.
We're very happy about it.
Jeez.
But Shinzo Abe is
Shinzo Abe is definitely
is
dead.
fucking dead.
He was assassinated 2 weeks ago, actually. And this was the former prime minister.
Of Japan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but he still had a lot of sway.
Yeah.
in
Yeah. Absolutely.
Political office, like he, you know, of course, stepped down, but he was campaigning, and you know, a guy came up and killed him, assassinated him. You know,
Yeah.
shot him with a homemade gun because you know guns are illegal in Japan.
Right.
So this man made his own gun and assassinated this guy.
and it looks like some fucking Fallout shit.
Well, it's fucking wild,
Yeah.
but you know, in a nice little spin of I don't know if you call it racism or whatever. A French national ended up, like, he's a far right wing politician, ended up making a statement about how the left kills and used 3 images of Hideo Kojima.
Yeah. And he was what, like, falsely
Homemade.
So he was just falsely accused. It wasn't like an official, like, you know, people coming to his house trying to arrest him, like,
No,
accused. It
no.
was
Because they had already apprehended the guy who had
right.
assassinated.
Yeah. Okay.
So that guy was.
So it was just
he
this
was
dude
apprehended.
talking
No,
out
dude,
of his ass.
because that
Yeah.
that guy walked up to the ex
Right.
prime minister in the middle of a fuck ton of people.
Yeah, he was in the
Right.
middle
Blew
of
him
a
away.
big ass speech.
Yeah.
and killed him. And so they had that guy
Shotgun.
in custody. And then they ended up putting this man's images, putting Kojima's images
what's the
up.
French guy's name? Because he's the guy that just ran against Macron, right? Isn't it that guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think
Well,
of
what
what his
was
name
it?
is.
What Kojima basically defended himself by showing a movie ticket for the Minions movie. It'd be like, hey, alibi. You know.
For real. No.
So Hideo Kojima watches Minions.
Well, and then the problem is that after that announcement happened, a lot of other like news sources across the globe started, retweeting that stuff.
Wow.
And reposting
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
And so like it ended up going global.
Yeah.
To the point that Kojima is just like, I don't know, like we may have to sue.
Yeah.
Because that's defamation of character.
Fucking
Seriously.
You know,
Uh-huh.
and it's
And
so.
in Japan, their defamation laws are very strange. Let me tell you.
In Japan, a lot of their laws are very strange. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about that in just 1 minute. But yeah, so I mean, but poor guy, man. It's like
Yeah.
Hideo. He's just over there probably like eating some Fruit Loops. eating some ramen, and all of a sudden he looks up on the TV and it's like,
yeah,
I guess you killed the prime
whoa,
minister,
whoa,
bro.
whoa,
That ain't me, dog. I bet somebody called him just like, oh my god, dude, turn on NBC.
You're not gonna believe this.
Yeah.
So he didn't do it, man.
No.
Please don't.
It wasn't me.
And he also probably did not drive this guy to do it either.
Right.
No.
It had nothing to do with anything
Nothing to do with it.
all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
I don't
saw
see because
Japanese
I think that's part of it too. Is that Kojima's obvious outspokenness for anti-nationalist ideals and things like that. You know what I mean? Kind of goes against what Shinzo Abe practiced, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think that there's also that side of it, because as far as people being as outspoken as Hideo Kojima, there are a lot less of them in Japan than there are, and he's not shy about his political beliefs.
No, not at all.
The actual assassin's name was Tetsuya Yamagami.
Okay.
And who was the French? Whatever, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. French fuck.
Oh, Damien Ryu.
Yeah.
Yeah, Damien Ryu. And so it's so fucked up because what Damien was saying was that he saw the tweet and it was a joke tweet. It was a joke post where, people, they make all sorts of jokes, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They just use Hideo Kojima's face because they know everybody knows who this guy is, whatever. And his argument was like he saw that and took it seriously and just started sharing it without doing any kind of research on it. And then that goes global.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like people trying to keep up, trying too hard to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to the point that they're just setting themselves way the fuck back. Yeah. It's sad. Look
ridiculous.
Look at that bass, man.
He didn't do nothing.
Nah, dude. Let that man work on a new project for us to play.
Yeah, he's too busy coming up with shit that we're not going to understand.
Or that might never see the light of day.
Right. It's serious. Man, okay. So
this is just weird.
Yeah.
Huh?
This is just weird. You know anything about this?
I mean, just what he told me.
All right. And so there has actually been an act passed in California. So now victims of gun violence can sue the manufacturers of the firearms that have harmed them. Whoa.
Yeah.
That is absolutely massive because we've gone for countless years, without gun manufacturers really having to face any kind of backlash for any of the harm that gun violence has caused.
Yeah.
And you know how much gun violence there is in California? Jesus, where's the line drawn? And so there's a political aspect of this that I don't know if we should really even touch.
But the legal aspect is an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Yeah, because that's more where I'd like to talk about it from, because the precedent on that becomes real strange, because if you're okay with that in the gun facet of things, well, who's to say that also couldn't happen in cars, food. There you go.
Right.
Ooh, I know one.
Craft
How about
is fucked.
pharmaceuticals?
It's only a matter of time before that goes full circle.
Right.
Especially when you start talking about people who are multi-billionaires and all of a sudden they're held accountable for shit. They're going to start pointing fingers in other directions.
Oh, no. Billionaires are going to be held accountable.
No, they won't. They won't.
Fuck
No, they'll pass it on to somebody else. Dude,
passing the buck.
That was Ralph in accounting, dude. Fuck that dude. But then, what are you going to do, right? You're going to be like, oh my God, it's got 3 bullets in my chest. That had to be a H&K.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That sounded like Glock to me.
I'm taking Remington to court.
For real. It's like, oh my God, my whole side's gone. That's an 870.
Yep.
That had to be an 870. So, what kind of research are we going to do here to, make sure we're going after the right people?
Yeah.
And of course, like I said, the political conversation is a whole
different can of worms, right?
Whole different conversation.
The legality side of things, it's a very interesting new precedent.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You think
see how this cascades.
Right. Yeah, this is the beginning of some shit, people.
Hey.
Yeah.
Got to do something, man.
Right there.
She wishes she was like anywhere else, doesn't she?
She
like,
is anywhere else. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
she's
highly medicated.
She ain't there.
No.
She's like, okay, so I know I put in for the return, but did I actually take the box to UPS, or did I
ask for an iced double latte?
Right.
But did she give me a triple latte?
I don't think that was soy.
I think I paid for for real. But she's still like, okay, cheeks up,
right?
eyes open.
Yep. Make
Cheeks
it look
up,
like your present.
Eyes
Just
open.
make it look like
for real. This Zoloft is working on me.
Boy, this is kicking the fuck in.
For real. The bean kicked in.
The bean
baby.
kicked in.
The bean kicked in.
Damn. Anyway.
Welcome to our ridiculous news. Thank you guys for bearing with us.
Thank you for putting up with us.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
You know, really, this is the image that you picked.
I love the way that
Out
shit
of
looks.
all, God, oh my God.
You telling me you don't think that telescope is a work of art?
I mean, it's very nice, Phil.
How am I supposed to pick out of like
Looks like
500
Looks
fucking
like a
images?
honeycomb.
I'm just like, out of all these beautiful images,
This is
of
a
the
work
galaxy,
of goddamn art. You go look
on
up the
Earth.
You guys go look up the images of the James Webb Telescope. I'm showing you the telescope.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so James Webb Telescope just gave us some gorgeous images
That you will need to
that
look
we
up.
have not.
You will need to look up. This is the telescope.
Jesus, man.
wow.
Oh, look at
Okay.
that telescope.
I do. Look at it. Also, there's a James Webb VR app that's really dope.
Oh, really?
On Steam?
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
it's free.
Hell yeah.
I'm getting that tonight.
Mm-hmm. It's either on Steam or it's on Oculus, but either way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just a really powerful telescope.
You don't know about the
Damn,
James Webb?
dude.
Man, I don't. I had shit to do.
I know it's not a magical
That
girl.
hurts.
I know.
Right,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
But kind of, if you look at it from the right angle, it's kind of like
Yeah,
that big
for
yellow,
real.
like that's her skirt. Like
Uh-huh.
she's undergoing a transformation, maybe.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, so you should. And there's tons of nebula and
Uh-huh,
stars.
yeah.
Lots of that
Maybe
going
the
on.
moon.
No, not the moon. Jesus Christ, we're talking about the galaxy.
Sorry.
Oh my God, how do I don't know what to do anymore. Anyway, there are some beautiful
Just
images.
go with it. Just go
There are
with
some
it.
beautiful images from the James Webb Telescope that have been released over the past week, and they're definitely worth your time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're seeing more detail about like the formation of stars. You know, just more detail in photographs than we've ever seen before.
Yeah.
And it is at the same time beautiful and terrifying. Not terrifying, humbling, I will say.
Yeah, okay,
You know,
yeah.
it's just like, wow, dude, like we're
It's so existential.
Just in case you
Well,
didn't
'cause we're so
remember, we
little.
don't matter.
Yeah, right.
Just
It's
in
like
case.
this just reminds you, like, oh shit, dude. It's like I'm sitting here worried about, you know, a stomach virus and
Right.
well,
Right.
that shit don't matter
Nope.
whatsoever.
It doesn't.
You know, but definitely check out these photos, guys.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't looked at them, like they are breathtaking. Absolutely, every single one wallpaper worthy.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't
yeah.
pick one. That's why
You
I
know,
showed the
you could've
telescope.
picked anyone.
I could have.
You could have picked
But I
anyone.
want them to
You
go
could've
look
picked
at
a
'em.
collage.
I
You know
could
what I'm
have.
saying?
I could have. I could have made a
I
collage.
don't know if this
didn't.
inspires people to go and look
I should
that
have
up.
just
Shoulda,
gotten one of the
coulda, woulda.
space scenes from.
And then why is NASA backwards?
Because that's a reflection.
I know what it is.
Well, then what are you asking dumb questions
Because
like
it's like,
that?
because you gave me this dumb image to look at.
Oh, that's not a dumb image. That's the most amazing telescope in the entire universe.
I mean, it is though.
Right,
It
and it's
is.
beautiful.
I
With
mean, it is.
I just want to know where the giant bee is that made it.
Right.
No, the
That shit, dude.
what
Like,
I really should have done is just gotten one of the space images from Beavis and Butthead.
Oh,
and
wow.
put it
Oh,
up here.
like the intro?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
any
right.
of it, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't
That
know. It
would've been
looks
really
like nighttime or something.
It is funny. You know, it's almost as vast and expansive as these nuts. You know,
wow.
Bring back that Snoop image.
Oh, you
yeah,
know
so
what?
there's
I'll
a
make it
that.
happen. As these nuts. He said, "Look at this motherfucker."
Just go.
James Webb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bandai Namco. I wish I could have got the picture of the leak, but I actually couldn't find the image he
I
sent
almost
me.
sent it to you.
So yeah, I wish we had done it, but it's
Right.
it's not.
They got hacked.
You gotta
Well-
yeah, they got hacked, and just like everybody else, you know, it's like, oh, here's your release schedule for the next year and a
Wow.
half.
Because I mean, what happens is, you know, it's called the hacking team was called Black Cat. They have another name for them, but they ended up it's ALPHV.
Now I literally am picturing Black Cat.
I'm sure Bandai Namco has a lot of names for them.
Long nights living on the edge. Now you're gonna die. That's Janet Jackson. For those of you who don't know, Black Cat is that shit. But no, they were hacked, and so hacked with ransomware. So basically, hey, we got your release window and shit, and pay us or we're gonna release this shit. Same thing that happened to Capcom. Wow. And all of those leaks ended up being true. Same thing happened with Nvidia. All of those leaks.
So far, everyone has
come true. Exactly. Can you think about how difficult it is to try to keep these things to your chest? That's why it blows my mind that Square Enix, like with Final Fantasy 14, are so successful in not letting any information out. That's amazing.
It's surprising,
And so
they write their shit down on paper.
They pay. They must pay their employees well. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? So that means somebody's just like, God damn it, fuck this company.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make me some extra bucks.
Boy. And so it's really, really interesting. But among some of the leaked games information. Supposedly we're seeing DLC for Elden Ring.
Yeah, I mean we know that there's DLC for Elden Ring. They said that they were still working on the game and that they have their next title coming out. So I mean, I don't know that it's going to be called whatever the fuck that's called. It's like
they said that it's called
Barbarians of the
Badlands. Whatever, dude. I would not put it past. So like what we have is that we're getting Armored Core.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dope.
And all of it, we've talked about this before. That needs to happen.
Yep.
All right. That is just, it's kind of a no-brainer. A lot of this is kind of a no-brainer. To
yeah.
be honest
really,
with
the majority of his stuff where you're like, yeah, okay, sounds.
Yeah.
Right.
I was expecting this anyway.
Right. Like Dragon Ball The Breakers, we already knew about that. Right. And so that's Q1 2023 supposedly. Little Nightmares 3. That's a bit of a surprise, but not much of a surprise.
The other two were successful.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great games. Great games. Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth 2, sequel, whatever the fuck. Dragon Ball FighterZ Super. Once again, not much of a surprise. Dragon Ball FighterZ is on a massive decline right now.
Well, what would Dragon Ball FighterZ Super be? Just the everybody?
Well,
and
everybody
maybe new
and
characters?
then characters from Super, because if you notice, like after Beerus, after Jiren, they really didn't reach into, and Kefla, they really didn't reach into, like, you didn't get Kaba, you didn't get Toppo, you didn't get a lot of these characters. And that was always kind of interesting to people. It's like, where are these badass super characters? Here they come.
That makes sense.
And new balance and mechanics, and I mean that's the game really needs a overhaul. And games like that, man, fighters. The game it started with like Street Fighter back in the day. Usually, it's your sequel, it's your part 2 that really blows the doors off.
You're right.
That's what you're really looking for, right? Same way with Marvel vs. Capcom 3. You get Marvel. Then Ultimate comes out, and it's like, oh, that's that shit.
Or Ultimax, P4A was great, but then Ultimax came out and it tightened it up.
Tightens it up, refines everything. Blaze Blue, we see that it's the same with any fighting game franchise, and so once again, and rollback, and that's what absolutely that'd be a game changer, man. So yeah, that's supposedly Q2, Q3, Elden Ring, Barbarians of the Badlands, Tales of Ascension, a new Tales game.
So that's
surprise.
But that's this year. That is this year.
That would be 2023, sir.
That would be 2023.
All of this is 2023.
I really feel like that Elden Ring shit might come out like sooner than later.
It doesn't have to.
It might.
It could, but it just doesn't have to.
No,
like with Elden Ring still selling the way that it is.
I got some mixed feelings about that one.
I feel like they should add something.
Yeah.
But what we're talking about is a true expansion, right?
Yeah.
So not just like a patch. They could add new content, add new balances, add new weapons. I think they're going to be balancing things for a while. But as far as a full-fledged patch, I could see it taking a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once again, Elden's still just rocking it. And
it's kind of rocking it. It's kind of rocking.
Dude, it's still outselling everything today.
Outselling,
so there are a lot of people who are experiencing it for the first time today. Now you are.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm getting. What I'm getting at is that this game absolutely has less continued play than the other From Software games. Like the statistics are shown that there's way more people that will play Elden Ring and then fucking stop, like I did. They played it, they stopped. Unlike the other ones where people just continued to tank
That's
the
because
game
you're
over
talking
and
about
over and
people
over.
people who love a niche thing, who have been doing a niche thing, and they'll do that thing ad infinitum, ad nauseum. But this is talking about a game that has reached a massive audience that isn't just consistent of those people who want to do that exclusive thing, right?
Right.
So when you think about it, it's like there are people who, you're right, who may play the game, put it down. I did that, but there's also the fact that there are people who are purchasing this game right now and who will play this game and struggle bust through it. I know a ton of people who've done it.
You're right.
It's like all those people who've beaten Sekiro.
You're right.
It's like, are you serious right now? Like, y'all couldn't play Super Meat Boy, and now you're over here beating Sekiro? Like, what's going on in the world today? You know what I'm saying? So it's just a little bit different when you look at, like, the market for these titles versus something like a Soulsborne or a Souls title as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. Anyway, Barbarians of the Badlands, whatever. Tales game, we all know every other year you're going to get a new Tales game anyway. That's just how it goes, right? Tekken 8. Now, here's the thing. We all know that Tekken 8 was supposed to have come out back in like 2019, 2020. COVID happened, fucked it up. They had to do a new season of Tekken 7. Harada, I know he is pissed right now. Harada has been like really trying his best to not release information on Tekken 8. Part of me thinks that something was borked and they were like, God damn it, this isn't that great. And then Street Fighter 6 gets dropped and it's like, fuck, like they're really doing some shit. All eyes are on that. If we release information on Tekken 8 now, then who's gonna really care? Tekken community is much smaller.
It's gonna get overshadowed
than the Street Fighter community, right? And then it seems more like a Me Too kind of situation. So they were biding their time. I thought that they were gonna see a teaser maybe at EVO, because they have to announce it soon. We all know that it's on the menu.
EVO would be good.
Yeah, EVO would be a great place to announce Tekken 8. But we still didn't have that information. But, now they're talking about this leak. Because if you remember that time when Leroy was leaked, do you remember that? When Harada came out and he got leaked like a week before he was going to be announced. And Harada was super pissed to the point that he came out to do the announcement trailer. And he told everybody, he's like, you shut the fuck up. You shut the hell up. You shut the hell up. He's like, you sit down. He's like, sit down. He's like, I'm not giving you shit. He was mad as fuck about it because they leaked his shit. So I'm sure that, because they have this really cool logo for it, which could be accurate. It looks like it could be accurate. But I'm sure that he's highly upset, even though we know that Tekken 8 is coming, But they're saying Code Vein 2 for Q4, One Punch Man, Fighters Association, which isn't much of a surprise. Bandai Namco is all about doing the anime and the shonen.
Absolutely.
We always get that. We got MHA coming. We got
Surprised it took this long to get a One Punch Man.
I mean, but how do you do it?
Right.
Because
if you make it a fighter,
Yeah.
then One Punch Man is just better than everybody else.
Right. Saitama just wins.
Yeah.
It's that's one of those things that you just kind of have to throw. They'll do something like they do with Superman in fighting.
You got to put hordes. You got to it has to be like a Muso. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to have a lot of enemies that he can punch once. And so. Or either that or a whole bunch of mini games where you have to do like 100 push-ups. Mash out 100 sit-ups, And so that could be interesting.
It's a One Punch Man game that's basically Shimyu.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
looking for some sailors.
And then they're saying Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Once again, none of these things are surprising.
Nope.
If they are
Really.
accurate. So it's really up to time to tell which one of these is going to be true or false. But
There's a lot.
there's a lot. And I need Tekken 8. I need it. I do. I do.
So Skate 4 is just called Skate. It is going to be.
Wasn't this the one that we saw the trailer and it wasn't finished
That's
or whatever?
right.
Yeah, okay. It was just a
we're
bunch
still
of
working
physics
on it.
stuff. Yeah, we're still working on it. Okay.
Yeah, where they don't even have textures for the floors or anything for the ground. And so the interesting thing here is that this is going to be free to play and cross-platform across all platforms. Now, the interesting topic here is that this is EA. All right.
Yep.
So free to play on the surface sounds like we want everyone to play our game and
Free
have
to
access
start.
to it. And dude, think about the monetization options available to them with a
for
skateboard
this?
game.
Fuck,
Okay,
dude.
we're talking about all of your shirts pants, the shoes.
Because I mean, with
the
them,
decks
you know they're going to get
trucks,
officially,
the wheels.
but you know they're going to get officially licensed shit.
Yeah.
You know
oh
it.
yes,
You know,
grips,
you're going to be buying DC
board,
shoes.
you know,
You're going to be buying Chucks.
Yeah.
You're going to be buying like actual shit.
99
Be
cents.
buying
grip tape,
Vans.
bro.
Yeah, exactly. Vans.
Yeah.
You guys remember soaps?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Totally.
of course it did.
You know.
A bunch of people busted their ass, and then those went away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those were cool.
I'm an Etnies kid. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
That's my jam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean that's the scary thing here is that they are about to nickel and dime the shit.
Fuck
out
yeah,
of
they are.
people,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And there's another skateboarding game called Skate Sim that's coming out for PlayStation consoles. And yeah.
Well, what was
if
that really
their mechanics-
interesting looking? Are you talking
Skate Story?
Skate Story?
Skate Story, but that's a different thing.
That's a
not
different
really-
thing.
Yeah, that's more of a synesthesia
Yeah.
experience, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
while this is actually going to be skateboarding and having a whole bunch of people in a skate park, I'm sure there's going to be an editor. You probably have to pay for pieces for the editor.
Yep.
Things of that caliber. But this other skateboarding game is looking like just, skateboarding.
Yeah.
And you won't have these microtransactions. So what's happening is that they're going to have competition pretty much out the gate, and it's all going to come down to mechanics. So I'm really interested to see how
Skate
this.
better play really good.
I better
Yeah.
play it seriously. They better get it right. But they're also going for the parkour element
Yeah.
and all these other different
Yeah.
things, you know, which once again, when it comes to people who just want to skateboard, that shit gets in the way.
Right.
Yeah, it does.
You know, it gets in the way.
I mean,
so.
you had that Tony Hawk Underground that tried to do that shit, and it was bullshit.
Well,
really better
it
prove
was
it,
a
man.
fine game, but comparatively to the other Tony Hawks,
just
where it's
wasn't
like
as
you just get in and skate,
Yeah.
and that's all you really want. I don't have to want to run down the street to this dude's house to
That's
start a
right.
quest and then run back somewhere else to actually start skateboarding down a hill. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
no.
like, nah, man, just let me roll.
Yeah.
You know? And so this is going to get really interesting. But, hey, watch your wallets, man. If you're a skateboarding fan, they're coming for you. I wonder if you'll end up having to buy tricks.
I'm sure you will.
Fuck off.
know what I'm
I'm
saying?
telling you, dude. Yeah, no, this is EA, man.
This is EA.
Nothing is too low.
There's gonna be a progression system. This is just speculation, of course. A progression system where the more you play the game, you can unlock tricks that way. You know,
Yeah,
and
you'll get a little
but then they're
in-game
gonna be-
currency.
and
That
you're
ain't gonna be
have-
worth shit.
You're gonna have street invert. So the more you skate on the street, the more
Yeah.
you can access the street tricks, and then the more you skate on vert, the more you can access the vert tricks. And then if you want to access them a little faster, then you buy this currency with your real money.
God damn it. And they're gonna have 6 different kinds of currency, so you're
Yep,
confused.
yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, cue the.
Oh no, you
Dave
bought
Chappelle,
board
I'm
cash.
rich, bitch.
You
with
bought
the
you bought board cash. You didn't buy trick cash.
trick
Right.
cash.
Now you
is
gotta
different.
get
Trick
right.
cash is different than board cash.
Exactly. We've seen it.
Oh no, that's
before.
clothes cash. No, that's a whole different one.
And that closed cash is only for Nikes.
Right.
You know.
Wow.
You know, and then of course they're gonna have that FOMO shit, where it's like you can get these 2023 J's,
Yeah,
man. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
exactly.
But they're only
Limited
here
time
this
only.
week.
Oh my god.
Exactly, dude. It's about to get bad. And so, yeah.
They're gonna have their own section for Kanye clothes.
Yeah,
wow.
have them Yeezys.
Well, yeah, way more expensive and stupid looking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, dude, there's going to be sponsorships out the ass. Yeah, this is ugly.
Oh, fuck this.
So, yeah, well, that's what's happening.
Look at my
Anyways.
man's corduroys, though.
That costs $350.
Right. That's 350. That's not
per leg.
Right.
Dude, because even if it's like 99 cents per whatever, because you know the wheel's going to be a thing, and then wheel colors,
Stop
and then, dude, it's just, seriously, I'm telling you, if they sell bearings, I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be
shit.
super sick. Be like, oh, no, we have the physics.
No,
you know,
no,
just
they'll
roll
definitely
differently.
sell the grip board.
Oh, grip
Yeah,
tape?
yeah, grip
Oh,
tape,
yeah, dude. That's going to be
They'll
49
sell that
cents
shit.
per grip tape, 99 cents. It's going to happen, man. So, you heard it here first, folks. Get ready to open your wallet if you want to play some skate with your friends.
Again, it's
Your
not
money's
free to
gonna
play.
Get skated on.
It's free to start.
Yes.
Yeah. Bayonetta 3 is
Bayon-
gonna have a family-friendly mode.
God damn it.
Okay.
They call it the, what do they call it? It's the something angel mode. Not the innocent angel. What do they call it? Y'all didn't read the shit?
No, I didn't.
No, of course.
It's called the naive angel. That's what it is. It's the
Naive
naive
angel? Wow.
angel mode. So, okay, we got the new trailer for Bayonetta 3 this past week.
Yeah.
It looks
I mean, it looks like Bayonetta. You know?
Yeah.
It looks like they're kind of dumbing it down a little bit.
Right. That's the thing. It is leaning more into the bubblegum side of it all, which is okay, I guess.
I mean, it's smart
fine,
because like Bayonetta's a little exclusive. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's a lot of folks that probably are like, "Oh shit, I'd play that Bayonetta," and then they do, and they're like, "Whew, okay, I can't."
It gets intense, but I mean, Bayonetta also is just like a super deep game, right? Like,
yeah.
You know, like especially when you start getting like the ice skates and shit. You know, there's a lot to it. But this one's gonna get super goofy, and but that's fine. That's fine. It might be enjoyable. However, the topic of this is that they are adding a censored mode to the game. So you can pick this, or if you have
it's
kids in the household.
Oh, I don't have a problem with it. I just think it's funny.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they like completely cover her up no matter what she's doing. So if she is summoning one of her big hair demons, then she still has coverage. When she's in her bee form, which I really don't like. I don't like that costume at all.
Yeah.
I hate it so much. But when she's in that form, like, you know, she has these little design going over her boobs, and they take that and they cover that up as well. And so it goes a bit far. Yeah. You know, but if you have kids and you don't want them,
I mean, it just
and it's also an option too.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. It's an option.
Right.
You know.
It's like games where you can turn the blood off.
Yeah.
You know.
BO 2 looks fine, man. I'm not gonna say it looks sick. It looks fine. BO 3, sorry. BO 3 looks fine. And so
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I would play the game, but it doesn't resonate with me the same way that 1 and 2 did, or really 1 more than anything else.
Yeah, because 2 I fell off on, man. I don't know. I got a certain amount into it, and I was like, I think I'm just done with this.
Yeah,
like, it's not even that it's bad. Yeah, it's good, but there's something about the first one, dude.
Yeah. Well, it was new and it's original, and now that they have to play to a template, you know, I feel like it just changes things a little bit.
Well, I think it's just been so long. We've been hearing about Bayo 3 for a while now, and so it's just like, man, just fucking release it, by the way. You know, at this point, it's like it feels like the hype's kind of gone. It's just like we're just kind of waiting for it to drop at this point.
Right.
You know,
right. And then the people that
real excitement about
that you're aiming for are Devil May Cry fans, right? And you know, DMC5 is just so wicked. It's just so good. Even just today, it's so good. It's like, okay, Bayo, I need you to do something really unique. It's gonna be pretty, and there are a lot of licensed tracks. I think we heard like 3 or 4 of them in the trailer alone, which is kind of odd that they just hammered them out back to back. Be like, oh, listen to these remixes.
Seriously.
So, but yeah, I'm not as excited as I want to be about it. Yeah. But regardless, you know, here comes Bayo 3, and if you have kids, it's okay to play it.
Yeah.
I want more Metal Gear Rising.
Heard that. Yeah.
That's what I want. Yeah, so Switches are melting?
Apparently. Yeah. Well, Nintendo put out a Twitter tweet. They tweeted a Twitter tweet about how, you know, look, I mean,
it's a no fucking brainer.
Everyone is melting.
Yeah.
Everyone's melting.
I mean,
everyone and everything globally is melting. We're experiencing a lot of fucking
massive heat waves.
Portugal and California are very much on fire.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Dude,
Japan's really
this
bad.
This is their hottest summer ever.
Well,
historically, ever.
And so basically, I mean, this is an issue for pretty much all electronics, but they're basically saying because of the portable nature of the Switch, it can affect it more easily because of course people are leaving them in their cars,
right?
You know, and in, like, especially Japan, they're kind of this on-the-go society.
Well, they travel a lot,
you know, and like having a portable system,
wherever the fuck,
you know, and so they're Nintendo's basically saying, hey, don't take your Switch outside,
right?
Like,
it's like
leave it in the fucking house.
It's not designed for that level of heat. Right. You think about it, like, once again, these are record-setting temperatures for Japan, so they didn't even consider that in the design for the Switch. They didn't even consider,
I know that they're selling these to the rest of the world.
Right, but they don't. It's still, they're aiming for Japan. I mean, that's how Japan works.
But again, this isn't anything.
While it might be resistant to a little bit of heat, it's not going to be like, they're not planning for being inside of a train or inside of a car when it's 103 degrees outside.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't even fathom that, you know, and so... Yeah, it sounds like it should be a no-brainer. If you got a Switch, don't leave that motherfucker in your car. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it, man. You're going to come back out there and be like, oh,
yes, make sure you stay hydrated, guys.
Absolutely. It's very important. Very, very important.
But I mean, again, this isn't like if you took your PS5 outside on a really fucking hot day.
Yeah,
you know, like
if you can lug that thing out,
right?
You're already sweating just trying to get out the front door.
It's probably not going to be good for the system. So it's not like this is something that it doesn't affect electronics anyway. It's just more likely to affect the Switch because it's portable.
Yeah, well,
and people will take it outside.
Well, like a Steam Deck is going to have the same problems.
Right,
exactly. But once upon a time, this wasn't an issue in the portable market. When you think about things like the Game Boy Advance, you think
they were
about
so low power.
Dude, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You throw that motherfucker in the back seat, and it can be in 120 degrees. When you come back, it's still gonna work. You know, it'll be scalding your hands, and it's still gonna work. You know, but
and you play it.
You know, absolutely. But you think about even
hands.
just these screens themselves, some of the ribbons that are inside of that casing, like
could really fuck it up.
Yeah, a lot of things can just melt.
Oh yeah,
you know, and so if you got a Switch, even if it's in a case, please don't leave it.
Be aware. Be aware. Yeah. Shit's hot out there. We're melting. Don't let your Switch melt.
And they want to be like, and it's funny because they advertise this as if it was like a defect with the Switch. No, but that's not the case. It's just really common fucking sense and how electronics work. Exactly, dude. And like, just y'all should know better.
Yeah. Have you guys ever like left your phone in the car and then it doesn't turn on?
Yeah.
You ever had that before? Where it clearly is overheating and is like, "Fuck you! I'm not doing anything."
It's like I'm not doing. It's so hot.
I'm not doing nothing. Okay.
I ain't designed for this, man.
I ain't supposed to be in this kind of heat.
Neither am I. Neither am I.
Give it some water.
Don't give it no.
Don't
water.
give your
Please
phone
don't
water.
Give your phone water.
Unless you want to give it rice right after.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. But I feel like this is one of those things that Nintendo's just like, okay, we got to stay ahead of this because they're going to start seeing a lot of people being like,
they've had a lot of.
We did not know that we couldn't leave it in this hot vehicle for extended periods of time, and now it doesn't work, and you need to replace it, Nintendo. And Nintendo's like, I don't know why
exactly
I sound like Haji. But they're just like, nah, man, we told you.
Yeah, we told you. Didn't you see that tweet?
Yeah,
we tweeted.
You definitely saw that.
We tweeted a Twitter.
We tweeted a Twitter.
We tweeted.
That fixes everything.
Yeah, right. But yeah, just be aware, guys.
What the hell's up with
Walking Dead Last Mile?
All right, so we're getting a new Walking Dead game.
It's a social game.
Facebook,
right?
Yeah, it's a social game.
So it's basically like Farmville for zombies.
Are you farming zombies?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, kind of. And so apparently what they're doing is they're going to have a story that will go there's like a story that'll be told on a weekly basis, and multiple players can participate within this story. You make a character that will exist within the last mile, which is a multiplayer. I have to look up that acronym. I forgot. Anyway, and so, but so you make a character, you go in there. They show you bits of story. They said that the art design is very similar to the Telltale games, of course. And and you can do little mini games like connecting some wires and doing these little puzzles and shit. You build up this currency that you then get to use to influence the direction of the story. And they're saying that whatever happens within this is going to run through the end of the year, but whatever happens within this story will end up being canon for the future of The Walking Dead, because the comic's over.
This all sounds way too convoluted.
It sounds rough. I thought about trying it out because like when I saw this news, it was the day that it was going to launch, but I don't want to zuck it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to
don't zuck it up.
I ain't trying to zuck it up. I ain't trying to zuck nobody out. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I just don't care about Facebook that much.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say here, rapier / cutlass, right?
That's not the weapon for a zombie killer.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man.
That's more of a pokey weapon.
That's more of a pokey weapon.
Go
okay.
through the eyes into the brain.
I guess.
But you get one shot.
You get one, and then you're stuck, and then there's other ones.
Then,
this is just
it's not good.
Dude, it's not good.
Unless you're Charlotte. I think Charlotte.
Yeah,
she would make it. She'd be fine.
Raphael.
She'd be fine.
Right.
Raphael would. Oh yeah, Raphael would be Gucci.
He
wouldn't even matter. Yeah, for real. Can't but then half the time that's not even about the rapier, man. That's just about you.
Right.
You got to be mobile, boy, and strong.
Yeah. But no.
Yeah.
No, that ain't it.
That's not what you want. She's dead.
Combat knives.
Yeah, that could work.
It could. It's a little short.
Yeah. Well, you
gotta get close.
But you got two of them.
Exactly.
You know,
and then you can also
get
use the bodies of the zombies as barriers.
We
right?
know
They
how to
become
do that,
shields.
right?
Absolutely, dude.
But you know,
After
one of my
playing so
favorite
much
things.
Saints and Sinners,
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? We trained.
Dude, when you grab one by the face and you're just using it to
I
play
love
keep
that.
away
Yeah.
with other
Or
zombies.
sometimes I
You
just
know?
use it just to hold it back.
Right,
It's
you
like,
just hold him
I'll
back.
deal with you in a minute. You
You
know?
know?
But if you give him a shove, then he'll knock into other zombies. And
Yeah.
they're all doing this, and you get the fuck out of there.
Absolutely. So fuck this game. Play
Fuck this
Saints and Sinners.
Play Saints and
Play
Sinners.
Saints and
Exactly.
Sinners.
That's
What
what
are
we're
we
trying to
talking
say.
about? Yeah.
That's
Yeah, why are we even talking about this?
You know, well, I mean, it's new Walking Dead shit.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
But the best Walking Dead game already came out.
absolutely, absolutely. Get a VR headset. Play Saints and Sinners.
Uh,
Oh, give me that multiplayer mode, though, please.
Yeah.
I love this image.
That is a good one.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we
they've-
passed a million,
million.
yeah, within a month.
Good. It
God
deserves
damn.
it.
That's
This
solid.
game fucking deserves
It's
it.
funny because I've only played it with you guys. I haven't even turned it up.
I played it a few times.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
still, it's so amazing
It's
though. and
really
good.
it's like even if I only play it that one time, I still want these folks to have my money. I want
Yeah,
it, you know?
absolutely. Shit, dude. Like they don't have a physical release for this.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
but with
but
the
they have
1
one that's
million.
coming.
Well, there
yeah,
was
okay, it is coming.
I thought that
Yeah, I'll
there
probably
was
buy it
that
again just to
collector's
have it
edition,
official.
and that was it.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's actually been released to people yet. Has it been?
You know, I don't know.
Right,
I really don't.
Right, we have to
Yeah.
do some more research on that one. But I mean, there's definitely a physical version. If it's not already out, it's already announced.
probably
yeah,
gonna come
yeah,
out.
That's
yeah.
a thing. Because this is one of those games that even though I bought it digitally, I might buy the
I'll buy it
physical
again.
just to have it on the shelf.
Yup.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely,
just to have it.
100%. Plus, I mean, they like a game that deserves your money.
Seriously,
Right,
yeah.
like-
right. And it's such a good time to play with your friends. You know, up to
Yeah.
6 players playing
Oh,
together.
yeah,
it gets
dude.
chaotic
It-
in
it-
there,
it
man.
It does. It turns into straight chaos.
It
yeah.
really, really does.
Yeah.
And
I
it's a
think
lot
this
of fun.
game's a little broken. To
That's
be
sport,
honest.
and especially Casey Jones. Have you played with him?
Yeah.
I haven't
he's
played with
way
Casey
too
yet.
much,
He's
yeah.
way too strong,
Yeah.
you know, and so
Well, I mean, April does
Bitch.
work. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I wasn't
She's got
gonna
them
go
chunky
there.
Yams,
kicks.
baby.
That's what it is.
Well, that's because she kicks so hard.
she got them yams.
Yeah.
But you know, honestly, if you look at a lot of these animations, a lot of the animations were taken from different fighting games.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Uh-huh. Give us
Got
a
it.
sec, guys. But Phil will be right back. But yeah,
Anyway, yeah, it's like there are a lot of animations that are lifted. Like Casey Jones, his animations lifted from like Omega Red.
right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So, yeah, you know, like there's a lot of animations ripped from a lot of Capcom projects,
Right.
and a lot of other games, right? So it's like while it is very much Ninja Turtles, it's still also a nod to arcade
A
games
lot of
as
beat 'em
a whole.
ups. Yeah, absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know? And so it's solid.
And it's not too long. It's very respectful of your time.
Yes.
you
How long
know.
did it take us to clear? Like 3 hours?
Dude, if that.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah, because it's like what 16 stages.
16 stages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went through 16 of them, which you know doesn't really take much time. I would like to see how the game performs on like higher difficulties.
Right.
You know, to
yeah.
see if you can, because I mean, honestly, enemies die so fast that you
they,
really don't
yeah,
have
they can.
much of an opportunity to like build up combos. You know
No,
what I'm saying? Now, you
a
can
lot of
juggle
times.
corpses, which is nice.
Oh yeah.
You know,
And
but
knock them corpses into other people.
exactly,
you know, which is-
exactly.
yeah.
But when you think about a game kind of like Double Dragon.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
or no, I'm sorry, Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage.
Streets
yeah,
of
okay,
Rage.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage. You could do some like serious long format combos
Oh, yeah,
in that game,
absolutely.
especially if you have a partner.
Oh yeah, because
know.
you could just bounce back and forth. And be
Yeah.
like, here you go, your turn.
Your turn, you know. Exactly. And so, but with these sales, with us like surpassing like 1 million sales, DLC is almost insured.
Awesome.
You know,
Awesome.
It's almost insured at this point. Because I still want to see Usagi Yojimbo.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
like he's got to make an appearance. I would love if they added some DLC with a story all about Usagi.
Right.
What's going on with this game? Nothing. It just sold very.
It
very
sold
well.
a lot.
Yeah.
We're over 1 million copies. That was all it
Exactly.
was, and
Yeah,
I'm very happy because that means we're probably gonna get more.
Yes, and that's what we needs. That's what we need some more. So I guess we're. Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
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 Sorry.
No,
we
Yeah,
lost our guy.
He's always the one who
the
does
technical
this controlling.
guy.
He's a control tab. There we go.
Control tab.
So Kirby.
Yeah, I was wondering if this was actual news or if we should have just thrown this one in the trailers. But yeah.
Well, I think the news facet of it is that Nintendo's actually taking the Fall Guys template and making well, it's very, very similar. It's
very
like,
similar.
A whole bunch of players all going
4.
through. Was it only 4?
It's just 4.
It looked like there were like 6 to 8 when I was looking at the trailer.
Huh.
Yeah, trying to be the fattest Kirby. And so, so the whole thing is like you have these stages that multiple players go through. Very much like Fall Guys. Hey, go.
Yeah, obstacle course racing kind of stuff.
Trying to eat as much cake as possible.
Right,
or
because
as much strawberries or fruit.
Yeah, because like the courses are made out of
foods.
Yeah,
yes.
foods. Yeah.
Yes.
Baked goods.
Yeah, and you want to be the chunkiest boy.
Yeah, you want to be the chunky pink puffball, bro.
Like they actually weigh you at the end of
it.
So you actually, go through the obstacle course, trying to, of course, avoid the obstacles,
right.
but also eat all the goods.
Yeah, and also avoid the other players.
Yes.
So that is another like nod to Fall Guys, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So. But I think that it's kind of a good fit for Kirby.
I think it works. It looks like it's going to be fun. I'll definitely give it a shot.
Yeah. Like I mean, it's kind of a little bit slightly BS that Nintendo's like, okay, we're just gonna kind of take that game because Fall Guys is still doing very, very well.
Well, Fall Guys is super successful. It was only a matter of time before the copycats and clones came.
Right.
You know, I mean, that just happens with games.
I wonder if they like tried to lobby Nintendo and just like, hey, you mind if we put Kirby in our game? And they're just like, no. However, the only way we'll let you put Kirby in your game is if we make a game with your mechanics.
Well,
featuring Kirby.
I mean, you can't. I mean, yeah, I guess you can now, but you can't really copyright mechanics,
right?
Man.
There's
I mean, like,
you
and you
look
should
at Multiverses and look at
exactly.
Nickelodeon All-Stars.
Exactly. Yeah. That's Smash clones.
Absolutely.
PlayStation
Knockoffs have existed
All-Stars.
since the beginning of time. I mean,
exactly.
It's always
a type of game is successful. Again, it's only a matter of time before the copycats and the clones come out.
Absolutely.
And sometimes
but
they can improve on the.
Nintendo is really the clone. They rarely create the clone. Usually they are the ones who create the template.
Yeah, and then everybody copies off of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now we're seeing another era of Nintendo.
Well, again, man,
Muso,
Kirby's hot right now, man.
I mean, Kirby's
been hot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is why he hot.
Yeah, right. look at that face.
This is why he hot.
Look at that. This is why
you're not. And so, but that'll be a lot of fun. It'll definitely sell.
Absolutely. I'll give it a shot.
I would too. That'd be good for the streamings.
Mm-hmm. So Nintendo has acquired Dynamo Pictures.
Yes.
Makes sense. They're trying to get back into making movies. They've expressed interest in doing multimedia things with their IPs, which it's good. This studio, our production company, essentially really specializes in a lot of like CG. Kind of stuff. So
they helped him with Project Other M.
Absolutely.
They've worked together in the past.
So it's basically a guarantee that this is going to be once everything's finalized and Dynamo Pictures is a part. It's probably just going to be called Nintendo Pictures Limited.
That's what they're aiming for. And this acquisition should be finalized by October.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we won't see any information or hear any information about this until closer to the end of the year. But nobody knows exactly what this actually means, like whether Nintendo is going to try to enter, the theatrical
I
market.
think that's mainly what it means. I think that's mainly what it means.
Right.
I feel like, because they've had so many issues working on this Mario movie with Illumination Studios. I think it's just at the point to where it's just like, fuck it, we'll just do it.
We need our own. Well, I mean, especially now, looking at, what Disney's doing, what Netflix is doing, what everyone else is doing right now, like, it'd be a good idea for them to have their own studio.
Absolutely. The only downside that I see of this is, that pretty much means that, and not necessarily the case, but speculating that any Nintendo property that gets turned into a movie is probably going to be animated CG.
Of course.
Which I'm a little upset.
That.
I honestly,
I don't.
Action? I would rather have a live action Zelda. I would rather have a live action Metroid.
The live action movies.
I would rather have a stop motion Star Fox.
Stop motion is
stop
still
motion
animation.
Well, yeah, but it's not CG.
Right, but I mean, it's still an animation studio. You never know what form of animation they may choose.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
But I prefer, and then even with them, specializing in CG, there's nothing to stop them from adding like real assets, kind of like
I mean, that's why I said this is my speculation, and the only downside that I really see for this is if they just go strict CG. From that point on with their movies, because I think they're leaving a lot of really creative ideas on the table if they do that.
Right.
Plus, it's just like, what's the difference between this movie? It's just a longer cutscene.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, and that just doesn't interest me as much as, hey, you want to see a Lord of the Rings style Zelda movie? Hey,
I think you're right. I also can't help but shake the feeling that Nintendo can kind of keep more of a control of the identity of their characters by using animation. It's like Mario always looks like Mario.
Right.
You're never worried about, hey, this casting was off or wrong or whatever.
Right.
However, all this could expand and then once again, do your, half CG, half live action.
Right.
Whatever comes out of it. I'm just interested. I'm interested to see what they come up with, which direction they choose to go, because they are a forward-thinking company to a degree.
Sometimes
they've just the problem is they've rested on their laurels for too long. You
good.
Came back with some oat milk. He's gonna chug some oat milk. And you're absolutely correct. They did file for copyright for the Nemesis mechanic, and they won that. And that
was Warner Brothers. That was Warner Brothers,
and that's a lot of money. And that's a very specific mechanic, right? Like
this is back to the Kirby.
Well,
discussion.
I mean, just to respond, Moth and Wolf was making that statement,
right?
They're absolutely correct. Like as far as mechanics, when we're saying like, you can't really copyright mechanics.
You shouldn't be able to.
But
Warner Brothers set a precedence, and it's bad.
Well, no, I think that we probably misspoke because it's not mechanics per se. It's a framework. It's a framework that you can't really copyright. So when you have Fall Guys, and then you have this Kirby game that is, uses that same framework. It's not using the exact same mechanics per se.
Right.
It's using that same framework. Now, the Nemesis system was very much their shit,
But you couldn't copyright like an open world game.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so while the tone of that Kirby game is still very, very Fall Guys.
Yeah.
It's very much Fall Guys. What are you going to do? Just like they can't copyright Smash. They can't be like, hey, you can't make a Smash clone. But everyone does have to change their mechanics in order to not be a one-to-one clone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that does exist. Thank you, Moth and Wolf. You are absolutely correct. All hail live action Mario Brothers. Hey, you're right. You're right.
Hey,
but
man,
I don't know.
Movie.
I don't know if Nintendo would release anything like that today.
Oh no!
They'd be like,
we're getting this weird celebrity montage Mario movie.
Look, okay. Go CG with Zelda. Go CG with Metroid. Go CG with Mario. Go CG with all these other things. I want a Wes Anderson directed stop motion Star Fox.
Oh yeah, no, I'm right there with you on that one.
Absolutely.
No, we've been talking about that for a while now. Because you remember the old commercials.
Yes.
Like looks like that, but Wes Anderson. So it's like Fantastic Mr. Fox in space.
Right on.
Like we were talking about
We've
that.
been talking about that forever.
So
I want that so bad.
Well, and I want Ridley Scott does Metroid.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Either that or give me fucking
Returnal. And he is Ridley.
Give me Ridley Scott Returnal.
Dude, Ridley Scott Returnal.
Returnal is a
Danny Villeneuve Metroid.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
boy.
So next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving along.
Hey, this game.
Yeah, here goes again. Expect to hear about this a lot, guys. There's nothing that this is like the biggest news on the horizon as far as the game. It's like the biggest release that everyone's gonna be talking about for 2022.
It's gonna be this versus Elden Ring this year.
Absolutely.
You stop over there.
It's fine.
What? You did play through God of War, right?
Hell no.
Oh, so you don't get an opinion. Okay, all right,
no,
great.
that's what I'm saying. Have you
guy.
played any of the God of Wars? Just
I played the older ones.
All of them?
No, like
Wait,
1 and
you have
2.
a PS4. Why aren't you playing this? It's free. You already have it.
Yeah, we have 3. And you have
Scott.
Like God of War's a really good game.
As your friend
to go.
and as your attorney,
Right.
I would like to advise
objection
that you play God of War for real.
I mean,
dude.
I told him he needs to play The Last of Us 2, man. He really needs to play through The Last of Us 2.
Well, that's a harder sell.
Dude, yeah, but you haven't seen it. You're going to play through it and you'll be like, fuck, why is this game
I
so
know.
good?
I cried. That game made me cry multiple times. I will give you $5. I'll give you $1.5 if you'll play God of War.
You give me $5?
I'll give you $5 to
I'll
play
be
God
on
of War.
5?
I'll do it right now. I'll put it in your hand on string.
Do I have to finish it?
Yep.
Damn.
It's not that long.
Don't worry. Once you start playing the game, you're done.
You don't have to do the optional
It's
shit.
gonna get you. Yeah, don't do the optional shit. Just go
through
straight
the main story, yeah.
And it's not even as challenging
It's
as
so
you might
good.
think that it is. It's not like a super hard game.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
just,
think about it.
I'll give you $5, babe.
I'll
You
think
know
about
something?
it.
So good.
He don't like fives.
He don't like.
I mean,
Apparently.
Jesus
we
Christ.
know he don't like fives.
Yeah, I gave
If
you
anybody
4.
ever tell me like, hey man, you ain't give me that. I earned that.
Oh, shit.
Look, if anybody ever came up to me, they'll be like, hey
No,
Trey,
I don't think
I'll
you
give
earned it. He lost.
I lost
He
it.
did.
That's
He
what it
did.
is.
He gave that shit away. But it's like, hey man, somebody come up to me like, hey Trey, I'm gonna give you $5 if you play God of War. I'm be like, word?
I'll think about it.
You don't even have to
Alright.
stream it.
You know,
I'll think about it.
I would definitely.
You
stream it.
should at least start it
Yeah.
and see that beginning.
I've seen the beginning.
Oh
Yeah, I've
man.
seen
With Balder and everything.
Yeah, I've seen the whole thing. Yeah.
I guess I was
So
playing it.
what
You were
what
playing,
turns
yeah.
you off of the concept?
Oh, nothing inherently. I'm just not interested. Anyways, what's this news
All right,
about?
so nothing you can do about that, man. Look, okay, so really the only thing is a retailer in the UK has leaked that there will be a 30 FPS 4K mode and a 60 FPS upscale 4K mode for God of War Ragnarok. Which is interesting and but not unexpected completely. Usually you'll have the 4K 30 option, 1080p 60 option, and then later on you might get a patch to upscale that. But
this is gonna be a checkerboard.
exactly, right out the gate. You know, so yeah, you know, it's expected.
Yeah, I see. This is a weird one because I've heard a lot of folks on the Xbox side of things that are just kind of being assholes, trying to say like, you know, this is just DLC. This isn't worth a whole new game.
Well,
they
of
didn't
course
do
they
enough
wouldn't. I don't know
changes.
about
Because
that.
they didn't get to
Right.
play God of War.
Right, right. But also like,
back.
what the fuck are you gonna improve about the first God of War?
All you can do is add more content.
You just need more of
You
it.
just need more of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's impeccable. So new weapons, of course, an older Atreus just by looking at him.
Yep.
So that by itself is everything. Leaning into who Atreus actually is and that coming into fruition is absolutely everything. I love letting haters hate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
while they're hating, I'm going to be streaming. You know what I'm saying? While they're over there just mad, I'm going to be mad with that axe.
I think
you
I'm
know
gonna
what saying?
physically buy this one. I'm definitely not getting the collector's editions though. Those are not.
Oh no,
not worth
I
it,
don't
man.
care about all that,
Mm-mm.
you know. But I'll get the digital deluxe probably.
Okay.
It all depends because what's gonna happen is it's gonna release at 11 o'clock. My mirror's hit. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna release
He's
like
peeking.
11 p.m. on a Monday night.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, I have to have it now. That's what's gonna happen, and I know it. So I'm just gonna download that motherfucker, and then one day when it's like pre-owned and cheap, just buy the physical copy, just have it on the shelf.
Yeah, that makes sense. That really does.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna be able to wait till the next day. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get swept up in the hype. I'm already swept up in the hype, to tell you the truth. You know, that means so much. And I wonder if we'll end up getting DLC where we get to face Odin, because I do think that we're gonna leave Norse mythology at some point. And you know, Thor's a dick, but Daddy.
Daddy also might not even care. That's the other part
That's
too.
very
Yeah.
You know what I'm
true.
saying? Because
Yeah.
like there's a certain place that Odin gets to where he's like, I'm fucking done with anything
Uh-huh.
over here.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
gonna go to sleep.
and I'm yeah,
Right.
Guys,
that's right.
I'm gonna
yeah.
go fucking. I'm gonna go
Or
to sleep.
Atreus can go for him. I wonder. I wonder, man. Like,
Well, because that's the thing, right? We don't know what's happening after Ragnarok at this point. It could be done with Norse mythology and both of them go somewhere else.
Right.
It could be done with Kratos and Atreus continues in wherever, you know?
yeah. Yeah. You only
Atreus is going to go to Greece.
and or maybe that's the thing. Maybe it'll split, and then all of a sudden you have
Like two different games.
yeah, exactly. You have Kratos in Helheim.
Yeah.
You know, while Atreus is in Alfheim
Uh-huh.
or wherever he is, Niflheim. And then they're
like playing them as two separate characters,
right? Like a branching path, that'd be really cool. Like you're trying to get Kratos out of Helheim. And then, of course, Atreus ends up somehow winning and being like, "Oh, I liberated my dad." But what he doesn't know is his dad actually did that shit himself. Because he was down there fucking everybody up, and they're just like, "God damn it, man, get the fuck out!" You know.
I kind of hope they just end it too. I'm on that. You know.
I don't know if they will. There's so much money in it. Man.
There's a lot of money in it.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
You know, even though it would be good. I mean, we don't necessarily need another God of War after Ragnarok. You know, they're going to give us DLC, of course.
I also still feel like going into the past isn't a bad thing for this. You know what I mean? They can totally cover earlier Kratos.
That's very, very true. I don't know. I wonder how people will respond to that since we have the more humanized version of him. Because the previous, old school Kratos was just mad. That was just it.
Yeah.
You know,
now
he was
he
a creature of rage.
Yeah.
Now he has, something to fight for. I was having this conversation the other night, just talking about like being a lover versus a fighter, and how if I think it was Keanu Reeves who said it, he was just like, if you don't fight for love, then what kind of love do you have? You know what I'm saying? And so it's very, very interesting to think about, because some people like to put a lover versus a fighter, and these are two separate entities. But if you give a fighter something to love, then they become a beast. They become a true like force to be reckoned with, because now there's actually weight. Now there's something to care about. That's kind of like in Akudama Drive with the executioners. They were like, the executioners go out and they hunt Akudama, but all they want to do is fight. Once again, they're combat sexuals too,
right?
And they don't care. They just throw their lives away,
right?
And they had a 60% mortality rate, or no, it was an 80% mortality rate for them, because they would just throw their lives away. So they created a two-person system that gave a master and a student, they work together to hunt.
Right, exactly. Something to give a shit about.
They give the master something to care.
Yeah.
They give them both something to care about, so they don't throw their lives away.
Right.
And so I think it's really interesting, like, who Kratos has become now that he has something to love,
Yeah, and I want to see, like, the shit that they hint at in the first game, but they really don't. They only touch on it, which is the rage inside Atreus.
Oh yeah, he's a little dick. Once he finds out that he's a god. Oh dude. Oh yeah. There's nothing Kratos can do. Kratos trying to hold him back, but like, God damn it, boys, no!
You can't tell me what to do, Dad.
It's gonna be bad. Little bitch. Like, Atreus, please. Boy, no. Boy.
Oh, dad of boy.
Oh my.
Dude. I'll give you $10.
10. He has doubled the offer to play a video game that you
it.
already own.
Dude, I mean, I'm just saying, man. I'm just trying to help you out, bro.
Think about it.
Go on, Scott.
Kenneth Gumatsu wins a seat in the House of Counselors in Japan.
Yeah.
He's a mangaka. He wrote Love Hina and Negama and probably a bunch of other trash ass shit. But
not a fan, I see.
This is look, man. Look. I appreciate, and in the context of my own beliefs, I respect what why he went for that political office and what he's trying to lobby against. Freedom of expression, for art, anime, games, manga, and stuff like that. But the motherfucker created Naru, so he will almost always be on my shit list. But as far as what he's trying to do with his new political position, I can respect.
Well, I can respect it on one hand. The other hand is one of the major platforms that they were fighting on was that there was legislature that was happening to treat hentai child pornography as child pornography. So they're saying that they're the same thing. Depicting a child in a sexual act, engaging in a sexual act, is the same as depicting an actual child engaging in a sexual act. And they're like, no, it's not. Those are very different, and they should be separate. And if people
those
are doing
for
those,
all signs.
I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like, no. We should still be able to depict childlike images having, and so it becomes.
These are 1,000-year-old vampires.
Sometimes they are. Sometimes it's just your niece, right?
I mean, it's some of the stuff that is being legislated against, and he's trying to block, is
questionable.
Pretty fucking questionable.
That's a wonderful way to.
It's a little sus. But again,
sussy there. But I mean, but that's the thing. It's like when you think about like freedom of speech, and this is Japan, so American laws have nothing to do with that shit.
Yeah, well, and a lot of it is that outside people from the U.S. and other countries are kind of pressuring the government to pass these laws, and he's sitting there on the other side going like, why are we listening to these motherfuckers telling us what we can and can't fucking draw?
In our
we also at some point have to admit to ourselves, as much as we don't like to, that pedophilia is a global
problem.
Problem. You know what I'm saying? It really, it's like, seriously, this is across the globe. Jesus Christ, man. You got like states already trying to like lower the ages of consent and all this.
Yeah.
Like it's
Did you know
just kind
it's
of
14 in Italy?
Yeah.
14.
It's 14 in some states in America. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
so,
but I think in
like,
America a lot of it is like you have to like marry them or something like that. It's some weird shit. No, I'm not saying it's fucking better. No. I'm not.
I'm
just
not
saying
sure.
there is a stipulation. I am not. It is not better.
Anyway,
I mean,
the more we talk about this, the more that face just looks worse and worse and worse to me.
Yeah. It's sussy. It's
sussy. Really,
like,
sussy.
but the very basics of what he's doing.
The very basics of what he's doing, because the way he's been explaining it is just like, yes, this can be a problematic subject to explore in art and blah 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 blah. But you start censoring this, what are they going to come after next?
It end?
Right.
Where does it end? This is a slippery slope. And we need to make we need to kind of draw lines in the sand here.
But it's just really interesting that you needed a manga writer to present this argument. It's like, because everybody else, because I was sitting there thinking about it, I'm like, okay, once, because the last manga artist, there was one other one that made it into
I think it was a manga artist. I think it was a novelist.
Well, yeah, but
it was a novel based on, or like that ended up getting turned into a manga.
Right.
Yeah,
it was a pretty big name. Anyway, but once you run out of these people to fill these boots, and all you have is politicians, eventually the war is going to be lost. Like, I mean, really, in the future, eventually people are going to be like, man, y'all know this is fucked up. Y'all know it is, right? And then it's like, I mean, yeah. Yeah. But we really like it, so, so that's that. Let's get out of here.
It's a toughie.
Let's get out of here.
Let's move away from this hole right Multiverses. Look how much happier this is.
Draw your own lines.
Right? Batman with a Sammy. Did this same picture? We used the same photo.
Yeah, I love this picture.
It is a
Look
good
at that
one.
sandwich.
There's a lot. Look at Tom about to slap that
ass.
ass.
I think his sandwich should be bigger than that. He should have that.
He's spreading it like he's spreading the bread like batarangs, bro. What are you talking about? No. There's like 4 pieces of bread. Or is that the innards of a Sammy?
That's the innards of a Sammy. I see one piece of bread and there's one on the other side.
One on the bottom. So there's 2 pieces of bread, and then it's the
But I see tomatoes and lettuce.
That's what it is.
An onion, maybe.
You way closer than I am. I got bad eyes, baby. You know what I'm saying? All I see is Tom going after.
Anyways, this news is about the open beta.
And why is Superman going after Jake, bro?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? He's trying to heat vision him.
So when's the open beta coming out?
It ain't never coming out.
It ain't coming out.
It's coming out July 26th. And so, as we already know, we talked about it last week, the open beta will act as a soft launch for the actual game. Evo is coming up next month, and a lot of people, there's a $100,000 pot for multiverses, which is crazy. So everyone, of course, is going to, and it's not even on the main stage. It's going to be like on a screen off to the side. It's fucking crazy. But with the 100K pot, everybody wants to compete. However, a lot of people have been complaining because they're like, how are we supposed to practice and get good? And I'm sitting here on one side just like, I think it's kind of cool if you put everybody on an even playing field, and then you got to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, man.
How
on the
Probably
spot.
said, fuck that sandwich.
Right. He probably would. Anyway, but the truth of the matter is, it's like, yeah, I said you a sandwich, fuck. What you gonna do? So you don't get a Chinese name till you earn it. But seriously, like, the problem is like a lot of influencers and a few lucky people got access to that initial alpha. So it does put some people ahead of everyone else because they've had hours to train.
What if none of them can go to Evo?
That'd be funny, right?
Like, fuck you, Max.
Be like,
you
all
can't
right,
go
yeah,
to Evo.
you can't go, right? You can't participate because you participated before everybody else.
So who do you think's gonna be the in-game meta on this? Like, I'm really thinking Shaggy's gonna be way better than anybody realizes.
I don't think it's gonna be about that. I think it's gonna be about team synergy.
Okay.
And so just finding that team that works best. Works together. Works very well together. Because, Bugs Bunny can, burrow holes in the ground. Then other people can go into those holes and use them to teleport around. That could be kind of sick.
That's
Iron Giant,
cool.
they released, they revealed Iron Giant. And that big motherfucker he's looking beast mode, dude.
I saw somebody mention that the mask is a WB property.
Oh, yeah,
it is.
I saw that. Yep.
Yes, and the possibilities are endless by itself right there. And so, I don't know, because I think that we're going to...
Cuban Pete.
Hey,
I'm the king of the rumba beat.
Yeah, dude. But if you have had access to the previous alpha, you'll have access to this beta on July the 19th. So you'll still have earlier access than everybody else. If you were that lucky, you can play before everybody else. Everyone else, we can jump on the 26th of July. So look forward to it. You'll see it on our stream.
Absolutely. There's actually something I wanted to mention that I forgot to put on there. They released what's going to be added to the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium.
Oh, yeah.
For this month.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So we're getting Stray. We're also getting Final Fantasy VII Intergrade.
Yes.
A bunch of Assassin's Creed games. Including Black Flag.
Stray's the big deal because
Stray. Totally.
I'm going to have to buy that twice anyway. I was hoping that it'd be cross-buy. It's not. Tuesday, I will definitely look. Power of Grayscale.
How much is it?
30.
Why do you need to buy it twice?
Because you think I'm not getting that for baby?
Oh.
Yeah, so she'll have it for the Pro, and I'll have it on my PS5. The PS4 and PS5 versions are two different versions. It's not cross-buy. If it were cross-buy, I could buy one and then have both versions, but as it stands from what I'm seeing, so I'll just get it for her on her profile because of course she's gonna want to play it. If I'm playing that game and she comes and sees me being a cat,
it might be cheaper.
and then what'll happen is she'll just wake up early before I wake up, and then I'll wake up and she'll be on that PS5 and I'll be like, God damn it, and I'll never get it back, and so and
because everybody wants to be a kitty, man.
Everybody wants to be a kitty. I want to be a kitty.
Hell yeah.
And it's Annapurna, and I mean they're just amazing anyway.
Might just be cheaper to get that premium.
That I would have to get it twice, Philip. It doesn't change anything. What are you talking about?
It works on all the consoles. You would actually not have to buy Stray at all.
That's not cheaper.
Less than $60.
$60 once versus paying $20 a month.
Man, I paid $25 for the rest of the year. They do a plus up. You can prorate it, and if you buy the remainder of it, it costs way less.
Why are you trying to sell this to me so hard?
I'm talking about you're getting more. And it'd be less.
Nah, I'd rather just have these and then own them forever. You know what I'm saying? That way she'll have it forever, and I have it forever. I don't want a subscription for anything.
Forever.
No.
Yeah.
Forever.
I don't need another subscription.
You know what I'm saying? I do not need another subscription.
Okay.
I got the money for this, and here you can have it. But I'm not trying to, and I don't care about playing any of those other games for real. So it is what it is. I'll think about that though, because I see what you're going for, and in some ways you're correct. In a lot of ways, I think that would just cost me more money in the future. So
you just don't do it later.
Yeah, anyway, whatever. And then I wonder what happens if you cancel it. You know what I'm saying? They would be like, okay, well now your Plus or your what is it called? The PlayStation Essential. Essential. It's like now your Essential is canceled. So like, what are we talking about?
No.
Because I paid for the next year.
Yeah.
I paid for her for the next year as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder how that works.
When did you do that?
Because she'd be signed into her profile. She'd have to be signed into my profile to have access to that shit.
You wouldn't have to be signed into it,
even though
as long as it's the master account.
As my and it is. I wonder how they're gonna work that out with the.
Well, I've been trying to get Scott to try it out.
Yeah,
just to see if it would work. But Scott goes,
but for science, right? Yeah, do it for science.
For science, Scott.
What am I trying out?
The PlayStation streaming thing and all that, to see if it works on your system and see if you being logged in, because your console is my main PS4.
I can stream from PS4. So what?
So you can play the games that he has access to.
Yeah, I can download.
So you've already done that?
I can download the Plus games that you have as long as I'm logged into your profile.
Yeah, but
and then I can switch back over to mine and
well,
still
Plus
play 'em.
is one thing, but I'm talking about as far as premium. Like, can you get Jumping Flash for free?
Oh, I don't know.
That's what we need to find out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when Stray comes out next week,
we'll be able to find out.
Yep.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
I mean, you want to be a kitty, right?
I'm pretty. Oh yeah.
I'm very upset about the God of War thing. So I'm like, anything else that you say, I'm just like, man, we might not be friends no more. Dog.
Nah, man, you know we gonna be friends.
Don't
you let God of War come between us. You about to break up a beautiful friendship for Dad of Boy.
He done come between a lot of friendships.
Yeah, well, violently.
So what you think of this shit? Huh,
oh, it looks bad.
It looks.
It looks bad. It looks like a fucking Is this being made for streaming? Is this gonna be a TV special?
I'm digging on this stank face he's making, dude.
I mean,
that was the best stank face.
Yes. Dude, you know, Scott,
Could be good.
Dude, that's the kind of stank face when you get that low string groove going on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
When I say it looks bad, it's not that
it's supposed to look bad.
It could be good.
Yeah.
It could be good. It could potentially be funny. Maybe those terrible jokes that they showed in the trailer will not be representative of the whole thing. The acting may be good. You know, it should just be a bad
It's supposed
trailer.
to be over the top and ridiculous. That's the whole point.
But
Did you ever watch The Munsters?
Yes.
You know?
I don't think they're going far enough, and it literally, the cinematography looks bad.
Now, there could be a lot that... Because, you know, one thing about watching a Rob Zombie movie...
Plus, I don't like Rob Zombie's adaptations. I like it when he does his own shit. Anytime he attacks any other IP that he doesn't make up himself, it always goes bad.
I don't think that's true, man. Halloween is good.
Oh, Halloween is shit.
Halloween's fine. But, you know, I think that firstly it's going to be a matter of him just paying tribute, whatever the fuck. But one thing about his movies is that usually the most memorable things happen just in a moment, right? Just some weird passing shit where it's just like, God damn it, that motherfucker, you know? And so I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of the glue that kind of ties all these things together, things that won't be in that trailer specifically, because the trailer just double downs on the goofy nature of it all, you know? And so it's like, okay, if you want a goofy movie like that, a feel-good kind of funny, quirky little movie, then it's got it in spades. The music sounds great. You know what I'm saying? And so
we know you want Adam West Batman. How do you
Yeah,
not
oh,
want
yeah,
this?
literally.
It's the same kind of feel, dude. It's the same kind of vibe, dude.
It looks bad.
It's cheese.
It could be good. It looks bad.
Oh my God, dude, you can't
Yeah, but
please
that
some
stank
people.
face, okay?
I
That's right.
know,
That
you
guy
know,
is-
dude. You
that
know,
stank
I
face-
did that.
he's
This
got
is
a
my
bass
favorite
slung
stank
on him,
face,
dude. Right there, and that's how they took the picture. They slung a bass on him, and they said, "Hit that low E." You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we're gonna tune it down to drop D. Hit that D. You know what I'm saying?
He's stanking on him. He said, "Turn the gain up. I need grit on it."
Yeah, boy. And so we'll see. We got that
Also,
coming up soon. Watch the trailer.
Who the hell is this? Who's the actor?
That's the guy who played what is it? He's what's his name? Captain.
Oh, no way.
Captain
Spaulding.
Spaulding.
That's Captain Spaulding.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Captain
Wait,
Spaulding.
no, I thought that guy died.
No way.
I think he died, dude.
No, that was just in the movie.
No,
Yeah.
I think in real life. No, that actor died. That dude's dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so who is this
No.
guy? Who's
I don't know. He looks like him.
Yeah.
Sounds like him.
Yeah.
Captain Spaulding death. Yeah, he died. He
Yeah,
died
yeah,
back
for
in
real.
2019.
Sid Haig.
Never
Yeah, he
mind.
died in
Sid,
2019.
Yeah, but who is this guy? That's my whole point.
I don't know, but he looks super familiar. Let's see.
No, it doesn't. You're high. Huh? What?
Oh, talking about it doesn't look bad.
Oh.
He's high. Or not high
a
enough.
different guy.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you need to be
maybe
more
I
high.
need
It might
to be
be
more
that one,
high.
Because this
actually.
is
Maybe I
definitely
need
a
to be
stoner
more
film. This is
high.
definitely just like, yeah, just smoke a blunt,
It looks
baby.
bad.
You know what I'm saying? It does not. Jesus.
Okay.
This hurts my heart. Is he telling us who the actor is? Because I'll stop looking.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
We're
it's
moving
fine.
on.
Moving on.
Orphan, first kill.
Oh, we're deep in trailers, ain't it?
Deep.
Yeah.
You know?
We're deep.
And then Sherry Moon Zombie, man. I mean, if you're going to trade in Shawn Yseult for anybody, because I used to think she was so hot. Oh, my God, dude. Back in White Zombie days, sitting there with that green hair going, yes. And of course, that relationship is the reason why White Zombie broke up, just in case anybody was wondering about that. You know what I'm saying? Rob Zombie was smashing that, and then decided, Shirley Moon came along, and it's like, ooh.
Damn, he said, fuck all monsters. No, I know. You're not about the monsters. You're about the monsties.
About the monsties.
Look, them ain't monsties, goddammit, dude. You know what I'm saying? Them ain't monsties. This ain't Monster Hunter Stories.
It depends on how attached you are, too.
Dude, they're all monsties forever now.
They're all
I don't care.
Nargacuga
I'm gonna call them monsties
I call them monsties, too.
Yeah.
And so, who was the last monster that you actually hunted in Rise?
Oh man, I don't remember.
Damn. Okay.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's probably like a, I don't know.
Like what?
Well,
See, he's trying.
He's trying.
Yeah. I was saying Anjanath, but I'm like, I know he didn't
I know what
Anjanath,
he's trying.
You know,
to do.
It was a pukey.
It was a
He killed a
Probably.
pukey. So Orphan's getting a new movie, as if this needed to happen.
Yeah.
So
Getting
I've
a
never
sequel.
seen the first one.
Neither have I.
So
You know, the interesting thing about Orphan, it's about a family who adopts a little girl.
Yeah.
And it turns out the little girl is actually an adult. Okay.
Oh, creepy.
That's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
And so so they adopt her.
didn't that happen for real?
That is the funny part because this actually happened in Florida. This couple adopted. Yeah, this is a couple years ago. They adopted a little girl. Her name was. Wait, no, Esther's in the movie. Her name is Esther. The little girl's name was, anyway, they adopted a little girl from the Ukraine. They thought she was 6 years old, but the second they got her, they
Like, this is a grown ass woman.
yeah, because they stripped her to give her a bath. They told her that there was a
Oh.
little girl, 6-year-old girl who had dwarfism, which is fucking weird, right? Because if she's 6 and she has dwarfism, then she'd be very small.
Yeah.
But she was not. She was about a 6-year-old size. I mean, really, she looked like she was more like 10 years old.
So they
but they, took her clothes off to give her a bath, and apparently she had pubes. And so they were just like,
Hey,
wait a
this is
minute,
weird.
this ain't adding up,
Wow.
dude. And so, after that, it turned out that she was actually having menstrual cycles, and she was hiding it from the family. An interview with the dad, he was just like, "Oh my god, y'all won't fucking believe this shit. It's crazy." And then she ended up threatening the mother of the family. She tried to kill her twice.
Wow.
And she even told her, like, "I'm trying to kill you. I want you dead." So she was trying to poison her with Lysol and shit, putting it in her coffee and all this kind of shit. The family. She also threatened to stab. They had like 3 little boys as well. And she threatened to stab them, kill the whole family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so they ended up packing up and moving to Canada and leaving her in that apartment.
Wow.
They left her there. They paid for a year's worth of rent so she could have the place. But they're like, she's an adult and she can take care of herself. And they left. Those parents are now under investigation. Actually, they're being charged with neglect. Right now.
Whoa,
Isn't that weird?
that.
They're being charged with neglect for leaving the girl there.
How do you
know what I'm
neglect an
saying?
adult?
Right? That's the thing. And the little girl actually is not being charged for anything.
Wow.
And so, so she's, as of like a year ago, she's just chilling.
See, I
her
thought-
name was Natalia.
I thought she
So-
was
Girl's
just
name
going
is
in there to
Natalia.
case the joint. You know what I mean? Like Lil Man.
Right?
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
dude, that's hilarious. That's really
So
funny.
is that what these movies are kind of loosely based on? Or whatever? Yeah.
Loosely, I mean they're very, very, very similar stories, and so
But then this one's just full on horror.
this one is
Yeah.
exactly because
Is
that's
this a prequel?
Think about how terrifying of it. Yes, this is supposed to be a prequel. This is odd because the actress who's playing
It looks older.
Esther looks older,
Right.
and so
How'd they do that one?
yeah,
Huh?
it's one of those things from a continuity standpoint. I don't know why they're doing this.
Yeah.
People loved Orphan the movie, but
Okay.
just make a sequel. What did they kill her at the end of that movie? I don't remember. I don't remember how Orphan ended. If anybody remembers, put it in the chat.
Yes, please ruin it for Scott and I.
That's fine.
I mean, do y'all,
I'm fucking used to it.
I mean, but do y'all want to do this movie? We can watch Orphan.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not against it.
I
but
might watch it. We're not trying to do it.
yeah,
Episode.
I mean, it's not a
Like,
bad movie.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn, that would be a fucked up situation. But then when you think about it actually happening, like it actually happened to these people,
Yeah.
then that makes it like real. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh shit, what would I do in that situation? Like all of a sudden you want to punch this 6-year-old girl in the face. It's like,
I'm about to throw fits.
I just
yeah, it's like anyway.
Anyway, okay.
So that's the thing, and of course it's only in
First
Florida.
kill.
Only in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna watch it. I want to see what's going on with it,
No.
but I'm already looking at it and being like, there's very little chance that it's going to do it for me. I mean, one of the main things that I immediately have a problem with the Rings of Power, I'm pretty sure I said this on the show. I don't know. They don't own the rights to the time period.
The Silmarillion.
Yeah,
the second age.
This is the second age. Yeah, because Silmarillion would be the first age, right?
Yes.
And this is supposed to be second age. They don't own the rights to that time period. They don't own the rights to anything before The Hobbit.
And then everything that they're depicting is happening. What they said is that they're using time compression because none of these things, a lot of these races interacting are like thousands of years apart. A lot of these characters existing they're thousands of years apart, and so they're actually using what they're calling this, like, we're using a bit of time compression, and so they're
that's a fancy word for
making
fucking,
shit up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
Fuck.
And so I don't.
So it's
I
gonna
don't,
be completely anachronistic. And I mean, it's whatever. It's and that's the thing. Being an actual Tolkien fan is what's gonna bother me about this.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Who is it for? It's
Yeah.
not for
Who's this
Tolkien
fucking
fans.
for? Yeah.
Tolkien fans are gonna be pissed out the gate. That's just gonna happen.
Tolkien
right?
fans were already kind of pissed at the Sam Jackson movie, or Sam.
Oh my God! Can
Sam
we
Jackson,
please,
Lord of the Rings.
Can we
Come on.
please get that?
Take this motherfucking ring, from this motherfucking mountain.
Motherfucking Mount Doom.
keep it secret, keep it safe, motherfucker.
What if he was Saruman? Actually,
Oh, dude.
Like, what if he was? You know what I mean?
Shit, that'd be so fucking good.
Anyway,
Sam Jackson's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
yes, go forward. No, you're completely right. Go forward past what Tolkien wrote.
Right.
Don't try to retread.
Right.
You know, because the Silmarillion is really good backstory. That doesn't mean that we need a fucking show about it.
Right.
And the Second Age is just kind of context. It's not
Exactly.
You
Well,
know?
that's their whole thing. They're just like, well, we only focused on one of the Rings of Power, but there were several of the Rings of Power, and so we can introduce all these different characters, and then we're gonna make it, because what they're already doing, and here's the shit that pisses me off. Before this thing even comes out, they're already trying to compare it to Game of Thrones.
Oh man,
You know what I'm saying?
No.
They're like, no,
dude,
it's going to be like Game of Thrones, where we're not going to focus on large-scale battles. It's going to be more
Fuck
about
off.
how
That's
this
not
person
what this is
killed their
about.
first orc,
Dude.
and then all of the problems that come along with that. And it's just like, dude,
No.
like, who are we aiming
No.
at here? You know?
No,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
They've lost
Right.
the feeling of
The other rings don't really do anything.
The other rings don't fucking do
Yeah.
anything. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
God.
Right? I'm telling you, man. I don't know who this is aimed at, and I'm very interested to see how it's received, man. You know, I'm going to be pissed if it's successful, because they said it's going to be 10 episodes per season across 5 seasons. So they said it's a 50-part. Yes. And they said that we already know how the final frame is supposed to look. And it's like, they're going to be 2 hobbits fishing. You know what I'm saying? You know what it's going to be?
Feet.
Feet. It's going to be some
Hairy ass
feet. Dirty feet.
You know? Like, oh man, like this one really hurts, man. But
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah.
Jury's out
I mean, it might be okay, but
at best.
knowing
At best,
as much as
yeah.
I do about Lord of the Rings, there's just no way that I can, keep that out of my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
You know?
once again, I don't think it's aimed at you. I don't think it's
Well,
aimed at
who
Lord of
the
the Rings
fuck is
fans.
it aimed at?
Whoever has.
This is all just
Was
for
it
Jeff
a-
Bezos. This is seriously all just for him.
Yep.
Make a show for me.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
To the King of the Cat.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
right.
Dilly dilly. Oh my god.
God, get it off the screen, please.
They have 2 seasons guaranteed. Is that
Yeah.
what it is?
Wow.
But they're
They-
trying to go for 5.
They wrote for
Fuck
5.
off.
Yeah, 50
Fuck
episodes
right
is
off.
what they want.
Man.
Sickening.
Ugh. Okay.
New Madoka movie.
But we didn't really get any information. It's just a teaser.
It's just a teaser. That's all it is. It's just, hey, we're at Madoka 4, which is funny because I knew there was a I knew there was at least 1 or 2 movies. I didn't know there was a third, so I got some catching up.
You haven't seen
to
any
do.
of the movies.
I haven't seen any of them.
I haven't seen any of the movies either.
I really
but
need
I
to
love
get caught
Madoka
up.
Magica.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know, but
Fuck yeah.
But you said
Instant
that you
classic, man.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Instant
What-
fucking classic.
That's what you need in the House of Counselors is getting the fucking butcher.
Yeah,
Put
dude.
that man in office.
Dude, he'll
Jesus.
Dude,
That's a change I want to see. Is change I believe in.
Yeah, but that's sounds like a tough one to put in office. Gin the Butcher.
Gin the Butcher.
I mean,
man.
we had Kanye West, bro. You know what I'm saying? God damn, I'll live for Gin the Butcher.
But yeah, no, new Madoka movie.
But
Great.
but you said that you're hesitantly adding this to trailers.
I was
Why were you hesitant?
Because you motherfuckers make fun of me for liking magical girls all the goddamn time.
But is that what it was about? Okay,
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah,
but
yeah.
I love
and the fact that I haven't seen any of the other movies.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Mostly
fair.
because
What would they even be about? Like thinking about the end of the series. It's
from
like,
what I understand, a lot of the movies are basically about Homura trying to rewrite the events of what happened in the series, continuing to try to hold on to Madoka,
right.
even though Madoka had made the sacrifice to save all magical girls. Well, Homura does this, and now this is from what I've heard, Homura can't accept that because she just wants Madoka.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Interesting.
So
that's
you have
what
4 movies to watch. Is really
yeah, apparently,
well,
yes, absolutely. I gotta add them to the list now. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, anime.
Heard. I'll check it out too.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Next. Well, we knew this was coming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Army of Darkness DLC for Evil
Dead.
Dead, the game, which every time I look at it, I'm like, do I need
wanna-
to buy this
yeah.
fucking game?
Yeah.
One day it's gonna go on sale, and I'm just gonna.
Well,
pick
it's not a $70 game.
No,
it's only
but-
40, right?
Right. Yeah.
And 40 makes it real close
it makes
to
it
just
tempting,
grabbing.
but
yeah.
you know that over time that this game's
Man,
gonna
you
be,
know in
it's gonna be
October the
free.
shit's gonna be like
It's gonna be on PlayStation Plus or maybe one of the
It definitely will be on the extra essential
yes.
or premium.
premium. Yeah.
I don't know. I really see this going on sale in October, and
Right, it
you know,
should.
for $20-$30, and then we're gonna have to get it, man. 'cause,
Yeah.
I
I've
mean,
gotta play.
even though I know you're not zombie shooting fan, I know you want to play Evil
I mean,
Dead.
I'll
though.
play
What
fucking
about
you
Evil
play
Dead.
Evil Dead.
What about
right.
Deadites? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Zombies and
Deadites.
Deadites are
They're
different
different.
things.
They're
Very
different.
different.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I want a chainsaw hand. Fuck yeah.
Yes, you do.
I'll
and
throw
a
up
boomstick.
and a boomstick.
Ooh.
You know.
Yeah, dude. I definitely want to check this game out.
Yeah.
And then asymmetrical horror,
Yeah.
or asymmetrical games in general, aren't really my bag.
Yeah,
but they're
I
really
understand.
fun when you're
Yeah.
playing them. Like I played that Friday the 13th one, and that shit is, and the same way with Dead by Dawn. I mean, it is horrifying, especially if you're not Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by
Yeah,
Daylight.
yeah, no.
Yeah, especially
Until
if you're
daylight.
not if you're not very good at those types of games anyway. It is. There's that feeling of something always breathing down your neck, and you feel that chill. So I mean, I would definitely play this game.
Yeah.
I would do it with the boys.
Join us.
Yes.
We didn't mention that there's a Servios Aliens VR title in the works. Did you know about this?
No. Is it actually aliens, like licensed aliens?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. It's supposed to be in between Alien and Aliens, and it has to do with some other folks dealing with xenomorphs.
Servios has to prove some things
That's
to me right now.
exactly it. Yeah, because
and
the
that's
last couple
unfortunate.
games have been fine.
Right.
Not great.
Well, the Walking Dead game was kind of not their fault. I think that Walking Dead as a game, if Saints and Sinners didn't exist,
It would
be fine.
Yeah.
But Saints and Sinners did
They
exist.
blew
and
it out of
came
the water.
first. That's why they shadow dropped that shit.
But
they're just
the-
like,
but
let's
Battle
just go and
Wake
get it in there. It's
was
hot.
it's really hot,
It's a
but
great
it's
game.
also a little empty.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
so it's just not a full absolute there.
Right. I
But
would rather
still,
just get
Servios is-
Electronauts too.
Oh yeah, dude. Seriously, man, we were having
That's
so
what I
much
want.
fun jamming.
For real,
on
I would
Electronauts.
love to do it again, dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good DJ partner, man.
So I put up the game because I didn't realize that I saw that it said Netflix, but even when I typed
Right.
it in that way, it still brought up this. So that's what I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about.
Well, no.
Oh.
It is this. This is
It-
what we're
it
talking
is- this
about.
is-
But
yeah.
it's the
There is
thing
a
that I found
Netflix show.
interesting. Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I found interesting is that now Netflix is, of course, with Point P and whatever, they have their own. Well, I mean, that's what it's called. But they have games actually available on Netflix on their website. Point P. Which is fun to say, but
It's
I
great.
hate the name at the same time. I love to say it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's a very chewy name.
it's a very chewy name. It is Point P.
Point B. It's got a mouthfeel to it.
Yeah, for real. It's like, goddamn, at first when they're like sitting there like focus testing the name, it's like that name's a shit.
And then they
But
kept saying it.
The
They're
next
like,
time they got
saying
back
it.
together, they're like, fuck, I can't forget Point P.
I can't stop saying Point B.
That
Yeah,
has to
right.
count for something, right?
I was on the bus today, and on the
going,
way here,
Point
Point
B, you know. But they're actually making a video game for Kingdom, Kingdom of Blood.
Have you seen the show?
No, I have not.
So is
and
it
this
Korean?
Trailer, it do look like that, Korean or Chinese. I'm not familiar with a lot of it. The thing that I found interesting about this is that this is where it begins, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Netflix entering gaming, the world of gaming, and how far are they willing to take it? And then, I mean, once if this actually sells, because it looks cool.
Yeah,
you know,
alright.
it looks
Yeah,
kind of basic. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the lighting looks good. It's violent as fuck. You know, he kills that dude, then he
It
comes
got
back
zombies?
to life.
Yeah.
You know, he comes back to life right in front of him.
Oh, yeah.
And
he starts-
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of dope. And so if it sells well, you know, who knows what other Netflix IPs will end up seeing being made into video games in the future. You know,
Squid Game, the game.
I mean, they're doing a fucking reality show. So
Right.
That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
and matter of
after
fact, if you did that, if you did a free-to-play Squid Games game, it would be amazing. Kind of like Fall
Saint-
Guys, just do like more.
St. Clair Diet.
I love that show.
That'd be
I love that
yeah,
show.
but
Yeah,
what
it's
if
really
that?
good.
What if it's a game where you have to hide the bodies? Like
Yeah.
it's
Oh, wow,
you know
yeah,
what I
that'd be
mean?
really hilarious, and not vomit blood on people.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it.
You know? Yeah, and so it's just interesting to.
I mean,
to
Stranger
see this.
Things doesn't have a dedicated game.
No,
Not
You know,
really.
they have the Dead by Daylight DLC
Right.
and stuff like
Right.
that. But Stranger Things would be really good if they like made a throwback style game, like a 16-bit.
like a side scroller,
Either that or maybe even a point and click or
or they
something.
could have make it like the 8-bit Friday the 13th game. You remember that shit?
Yeah,
terrifying
yeah, but
shit.
not shitty.
That game was, while it was shitty, that game was scary as fuck.
Yeah,
Jason
totally.
would show up
He'd
and just
get up in
whop
that
him
house.
ass. Absolutely, dude.
I thought
You know
I
what
was
I'm saying?
safe.
Oh man, you know he show up when you're like on the path, side scroll or whatever the fuck.
No,
but when he
no,
shows up
you
in the
did-
house,
oh dude, he comes up
Oh
in. Yeah,
my
it turns
God,
into Mike
it's so
Tyson's
scary.
punch out all of a sudden. Like I'm fucked. I'm so fucked.
Uh-huh.
I don't have Lil Mac. Lil Mac.
Why didn't
versus-
anybody mod that in? That'd be so hilarious, dude. He box him down.
He would. He'd
He
box
would.
him the fuck down, dude. Hit that.
Max got heart, boy. Jesus.
So, but Kingdom, the Blood, there's game.
Watch the trailer.
Watch
see
the
what you
trailer.
Thank you, Scott.
Hey, man.
For bringing us back.
think. Yeah.
Come on back, guys.
Snoop is not dead. This is the one time I went back to the beginning and it was a good thing.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually I go back to the
Depressing.
beginning and we're sad. Like, oh, what have I done?
Yeah. Look at my boy. He old. He 50. Black don't crack.
But he looks fucking great, dude.
Uh-huh. And he's got pupils. I didn't even know he had those.
I didn't either. Come on, man. I smell it. Let me inhale it.
Let me inhale it. The way he just kind of just
I know.
popped up out of
Dude,
nowhere.
because not only did he stand his tall ass up, but they also put him on like a little short elevator too,
Uh-huh.
so where he looks like he just like
Just came out of
completely
nowhere. Yeah.
Materialized.
Man, you know we sell this shit, right? He's like, I just quit last week. I just
Anyway.
sorry, I love that
This
movie.
is hilarious.
On weed.
No. You ever try it on weed?
All right. Beavis and
And so
Buthead.
on to our main topic. Wait, did
Oh, I can spell it right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay,
this is
not-
our
not-
shit.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the
got it.
title of this video
Is
says
Buthead.
is Buthead
Buthead.
because apparently Butthead violates Twitch's terms and services.
Oh yeah, man,
So,
you triggered somebody. Yeah, they're upset. They got called that when they were in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Recovered.
I wanna
It's all right.
right here.
One cheek here.
He's like, this is serious. Fucking dumbass.
I'm gonna have this for the rest of my life.
He's like, you sure you don't want something else, man? Like what did he offer him? He was just like
Yeah, what did he say?
Yeah,
I don't
it's
even
like,
remember.
I don't remember.
He offered him something else. He's like, no, this is gonna be on my head for the rest of my life. Fucking idiot. So yeah, Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. We got a new movie on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, honestly, the reception for it has been overwhelmingly positive.
I mean, it's not bad.
I liked it.
I
definitely
I enjoyed it.
I think it's got a couple of really good things going for it.
It's-
Number one, it's an hour 20.
Yeah. Very respectful of your time.
It's very
and honestly,
respectful
it
of
doesn't
your time.
need to be any longer.
It does
than
not
that.
need to be any
and
longer.
I think it could have afforded to be a little bit shorter.
Just
I
a
think,
touch,
like, in that
but-
final act, it's kind of dragged a little bit.
Not bad though.
Not bad. You know, and I mean, especially for people who grew up on Beavis and Butthead. For those of you who may not know, and it's funny because there may be a lot of people who don't know nowadays. Beavis and Butthead was it was a show by Mike Judge made in the 90s.
Before King of the Hill, before Daria,
Yes.
before all that shit.
But that's actually where Hank Hill comes from.
That's where a lot of those shows are spin-offs of this show.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was first aired on a show called Liquid Television, which was basically a whole bunch of short animations on MTV.
Because that's where Milton came from too.
And
the
Aeon
Max,
Flux,
Aeon
the
Flux,
Max,
and,
The Max.
And
Dude,
so,
the Max is still so fucking good.
Yeah, well, that was also based on an Image comic book. Well, that's the first time that you saw it in animated form. But they debuted an episode called Frog Baseball, where Beavis and Butthead were using frogs as baseballs and batting them, and that took off. And so it became a big deal. Next thing you know, you have the show that aired on MTV. This was the last time they were on the silver screen was 26 years ago. Which is
Beavis
crazy
and
to think
Butthead,
about. Do America,
which
had
I
already
still
been,
have not seen.
Which was already a number of years after
the
show had been
airing.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. And so, but it, basically it was two guys sitting in their, well, we come to find out it's his mother's home.
Yeah.
We always thought it was their home.
Right.
Come to find out it's his mom's house. And Beavis is his last name.
Yeah.
Never knew that. That's
Yeah.
a little piece of trivia. But they would watch videos and basically roast them. They were doing reaction videos before reaction videos were reaction videos.
And it's argued to say, like, because a lot of them were, like, kind of underground hardcore and, like, metal shit. And
Totally.
It could be argued that a lot of those bands wouldn't be as big as they are today if it wasn't without this show.
Yeah. You also had, like, people like the
God
Beastie
damn it,
Boys.
Pantera, give me a beer.
For real. No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
You had a lot of those, a lot of the videos that were actually airing on MTV at that point in time.
Yeah.
Considering that MTV actually played music videos.
Kind of.
Who would have thought? At that point in time, they still played. Yeah, it wasn't. We weren't on the road rules yet.
Not
yet. No, exactly. That was the beginning of the end. Once we got road rules, it was over.
No, actually, it was the real world.
Well, but the real world was still during the era of music videos. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Once road rules came out, it was over.
Was Headbangers Ball going on when Beavis and Butthead was?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Yo MTV Raps, you had all that shit.
Absolutely,
dude. And so, but yeah.
Cribs, guys.
Oh my God.
Cribs was awesome.
You see the one with Redman?
Hell yeah. He's just in his little shitty apartment showing you his Dreamcast games.
That's it. Real, dude. You got that one dude sleep on the floor. I love it. And so but Beavis and Butthead, completely took off. Just two idiots, kind of doing a bit of social commentary. They go to school. All they ever cared about is trying to get laid.
Yeah, they're trying to score.
And so. For those of you who were not
Kicking
privy to all that, yes, absolutely, that was all about nut shots, toilet humor. But for that generation, this was the most mimicked pair of characters ever.
They were huge, man. They were fucking everywhere.
Everyone had
I wasn't even allowed to watch this show, and I didn't know what the fuck it was.
A lot of people snuck to watch it.
Right.
It was a really big deal for people who grew up in the 90s.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now there's a new movie where they go to space.
Right.
Yes. They
so
do the universe.
They do.
Actually, they technically do anal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't want to be in a butthole.
He was very much against
I don't want to die in a butthole.
Yeah, he always freaks the fuck out. It's like that one episode where they were trying to teach him how to wrestle, and the dude, he's like, "All right, now mount Beavis," and Beavis is like, "No, he's got a stiffy." It's like, once Butthead tells him like it's like a giant butthole.
Yep.
Beavis is like, "No." God damn it.
So what is it? So overall pretty good movie.
Well,
I laughed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I will say that I watched it this morning and I kind of have a hard time remembering specifics of what happened.
Okay, well, so like super loose. Let me just go through it real quick because it's pretty basic.
Yeah,
like,
just
like
a basic summary.
There's
not a lot to
I'm
go
not
through.
going into the details. We'll talk about details, but it's basically.
I don't think you can spoil this movie. Though.
For
really
real, yeah. But basically, there is a science fair that's going on, and
they know nothing about it.
They didn't even know that they were at a science fair.
What is it? Butthead's just kicking Beavis in the ball.
Right.
Teacher comes up. Is this your science fair project?
He's like,
science
fair? What the hell is that?
I'm trying to see how many times I can kick him in the balls before he passes out.
So then he looks over and they see the Kickmaster 3000 or whatever, and it's basically just a giant mechanical leg of a football player with a football, and it's obviously like a strong motor that controls the leg.
Yeah.
And he's like, Beavis, I think I have an idea for our science project. And so he gets Beavis to come over there. He's like, what are you gonna? You're gonna kick me in the balls? He's like, I am not.
Like, I'm not gonna kick you in the balls.
I am not.
That's the best news I've heard all day.
Those days are over.
Those days are over.
And then he turns on this machine, and this giant fucking like mechanical leg knocks him in the nuts, throws him into the ceiling. He screams so loud that all the glass in the room breaks, causing everything to explode and catch on fire.
Yes.
And at that point, they're just standing there going, "Whoa, fire!" And he's like, "Did we win the science fair?" He's like, "Better. We kicked its ass."
And fast forward to them being in court.
And so then they get in trouble because of this. Obviously, vandalism, whatever, arson, all the things, right? And he's
all
about
the
to. He's
the judge is about to throw the book at
right,
him,
and it's like I'm known for giving the harshest sentences, and
I always have been. But last night I watched a movie called Touched by an Angel,
and he goes, he said touched, and then it's like
it taught me that maybe it is not these children who have failed; it is us who have failed our children.
And so then he's like, since we don't know who actually won the science fair and was supposed to go to space camp, we're gonna send you two boys to space camp.
I sentenced you to 8 months in space camp. And it's funny
he got
because in the
sentenced
background,
to space camp.
in that scene, you see Daria.
Yeah.
You see,
totally.
the principal, of course, the coach, and they're all up there just like, they're finally getting these two motherfuckers.
Finally. And then they go to space camp.
And then they go to space camp.
You see Daria just like,
I do think it's funny because I was like, oh, so they got sentenced to Alabama. That's what happened. They got
Huntsville.
Congratulations, you get to
That's
go
not
to
good.
Huntsville.
Right. It's not good.
Oh man.
All right.
But then once they go to space camp, there's a whole guided tour with actual astronauts.
And they make it like two steps
to the
door.
first thing,
Yes.
which is the docking sequence,
which
they
is
just
a
see
missile
right
being docked into a silo in space, and it goes into this circular
and they're both like
receptacle, and of course, yep.
And they just do that for hours.
Yeah, they go
what
get
I
on
love
the
is
controls, and they just start
they start doing it. They start fucking that hole. That's what they start doing.
And they're so happy.
Take that arm.
Yeah,
exactly.
So the astronaut lady comes up and like one of the guys is like, ma'am, you gotta come check this out.
They've been doing this for hours.
They've been doing this for 18 hours straight without food or water. It's almost like they have an unhealthy, single-minded focus.
And she's like, "Oh my God, they're geniuses."
Yeah, they're using the extension arm to guide it in, and they're just jerking off this fucking missile
to slap the ass.
Yeah, right.
Slap. God damn it.
So then they decide that they're obviously experts.
This is the kind of humor
and should
you're
go to space.
like in store
because they
for.
couldn't find recruits to send up into space to handle the
Right.
docking process. They're like, why don't we just use these guys?
Yeah.
Because they're clearly already trained, and then we can all be heroes, and
Right.
we help these degenerates find their way, and and
so then they
captain,
force them through the training real quick.
Yeah, and
Well,
the captain's like,
what
okay,
it is they lady captain comes up to her and it's just like, so do you want to do this for real?
for real.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and
he's
so
like,
they
with me.
Yeah.
They're like, we gonna do this for real with you?
Yeah,
She's like, yes,
in space.
In space.
He's like, I mean, we could do it in the parking lot.
the backseat of a car. And
So they think they're
okay.
gonna score.
So,
Right.
so
essentially,
one honorable mention here. The lieutenant.
Oh, dude! Every time he talks, and then she just cuts him off, and he's like, okay.
He's like, well, and I'm the lieutenant captain, and that's also very important. Yeah, he's like, cut him off. He's like, well, I guess okay.
Yeah.
Right,
so they go to space. They force them through the training.
I love the part where they're both getting sick. Like when,
when
he
stop
throwing up
puking. You're gonna make me puke.
Yeah. Dude. They got barf all over everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same humor.
And they're like, well, boys, was it hard? And he's like, well, it was hard. And
then I got vomit all over it. And there it goes.
It's so stupid the whole time, dude. So they pass through their training, and then they it's the walkout to the launch and everything. I don't even remember the speech he gave, but.
Oh, Beavis? Yeah, because he was so proud to have an opportunity to do it in space.
Yeah,
but he made it sound like it was totally like a.
He's like, this has always been a dream of mine.
Exactly.
And I've always wanted this, and I just never knew that it would actually happen to me. And now that it's happening, I'm just really proud,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I love it. I love it when they're walking, and she's trying to tell him about like. You know how many people have actually been able to do this?
He's like,
oh god, he's like hundreds.
She's talking.
It's like 285 men, 47 women, a chimp, and a dog.
And a dog.
He's
Yeah,
like,
and
I was hoping
Beavis
it'd be
is
less
over
than
there
that.
thinking that she's talking about how many people she's banged, and
she's talking about how many people have actually gone
into space.
So it's like the whole time they're just completely confused about what's going on.
They're such idiots.
Yeah.
And she hasn't picked up on this.
She hadn't picked up on it.
I love how long it takes. It takes to the end of the fucking movie for her to figure it out.
But she also keeps trying to find redemption in them.
She does.
Every time she's just like, God, they're idiots. Like they'll say something that she interprets as profound. And be like, oh, maybe I misjudged you guys, and then they just double down on how much of an idiot they are. So they end up getting onto the spacecraft, and they are shown a telescope, a very high-powered telescope.
Yeah, because immediately they're like, you want us to go ahead and do it? And she's like, no, we don't need you for like 3 hours till we get to the space station.
Right.
But let me show you the most beautiful thing in the world. And she's showing them the sunrise from space.
Over the zenith of the planet itself.
Exactly,
so you see it coming like right behind the planet, and it's like, okay, it's beautiful.
But it's in the telescope room, like
right? Exactly, and it's like it says, "Do not touch." Right? It's like this is a very expensive piece of equipment, so I wouldn't really mess with it unless you want to destroy billions of dollars worth of equipment right here. Then walks out of the room, and what do the boys do immediately?
Beavis, we should mess with this.
And so they immediately he's like, yeah. Let's point it at the sun.
Yeah. Well, at first he's like, "Hey, look through it," and he looks through it and he goes, "I don't know, it looks like nighttime or something."
It's like nighttime. He's like, let's point it at the sun. Yeah. And so they pointed at the sun, and of course Beavis looks through it, and they're high-powered rays coming out that motherfucker sears one of his eyes out. You know what I'm saying?
Red
you get that red all around.
And he goes, "What'd you see?" He goes, "Well, I saw something
over the eye.
It went away.
He went away. And he's like,
got another eye.
Try the other eye. You've got two of them. Try the other one. He's like, oh yeah, right.
So he burns the other fucking eye out.
Right.
He's blind as shit, and Butthead's going, "Oh, you did it wrong. Get out of my way." And so it shows the astronauts in the other room. And you just hear,
"Oh!" And then you hear pause, and then you hear, "Oh!" Both eyes burned out
for both kids.
And so they go and get them and bring them into the room, so they're ready to do the docking. And of course they're just like, they can't see shit,
And they end up fucking up the spaceship.
And you guys have seen Gravity, right? You remember that part at the beginning of Gravity? Yeah. That basically happens.
Exactly, and they killed a lot of people.
Dude, I love it how you see like the Russian guy or whatever that's up there, and he's all waving, and then the next scene is you see him frozen, like
right.
I don't know why that would kill me so much, but just seeing him with the same expression but dead floating across the screen.
So they fuck it up, and that's
so they ruin the ISS.
Yes,
they ruin any of the docking stuff for the what is it, the Endeavor? Yeah, that's what it's called.
The Endeavor.
Yeah.
So there are only like 6 people left.
No, there's 7
because including them.
Including the two of them, because she says
we only have
enough
oxygen for 5 people, and they're like, 2 people are gonna have to go, and the entire crew is just like, well, hey, we got an idea. She's like, I'll go. And they're like, Captain, no. And then, the black dude's just like, well, I'll also go with you as well, because I want to see this through. And, and they both volunteer to go. But then, Beavis and Butthead go to visit her, and
she's like, you know what? Fuck these kids.
Well, yeah, and she realizes just how dumb they are and how they have no remorse for what they've done.
What is it that she says to him? Because they just put the spacesuits on themselves and then just go outside.
Because she was like, I'm going to go get my spacesuit on. You guys can watch me on my first walk. And he was like, Butthead's like, oh my God, she wants us to watch her.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go and watch her. So they go and get spacesuits and go outside of her window where she's changing.
They're knocking on the outside of the window.
Yeah, and then she's like, fuck this.
Yeah, she swipes him away with the fucking robot hand.
Swipes him away and then goes to report to everybody else that they gave their lives. They were insistent that they were to be,
and that
the
one dude
sacrificed.
is just like,
and
all
of them were laughing like, oh, how brave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then they came back.
It happens.
Yeah. And then they came back. Oh yeah, this is we're getting loud.
Kind of hot.
But they came back and they're outside of the window while she's talking to the crew.
And she hits them jets.
She hits them jets on them.
and the second in command dude is just standing there like, okay, I didn't see nothing, I guess.
Because she effectively murders them.
And then this is when they go into the butthole.
Yeah, so they end up
it's a black hole.
And they float towards a black hole.
Yeah, it looks like the black hole from Interstellar. No.
That's what a black hole looks like.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like. That's.
But I'm just saying the visual.
The visual is the representation that Einstein came up with in the 40s.
What you've seen in movies before
but it's the Einstein black hole. It's not like it's okay.
It's a black hole.
Right, it's a black hole.
Anyway, so they look at the black hole and
it's like space, that you saw in Star Wars.
Wait, I thought it was nighttime.
It's obviously a reference to Interstellar.
That's been space this whole time.
No, it just looks like nighttime.
Anyway,
and it's a butthole.
Jesus. Jesus. And so, so they get sucked into the butthole, and it transports them into the year 2022. Now, one point to make here is that the whole point of this movie is to introduce the new series of Beavis and Butthead that is coming to Paramount+.
I was wondering if this was a testing ground for a new.
Well, it's not a testing ground; it's an explanation.
It's an explanation
for why they're still kids in 2022.
Exactly. So that's the whole thing. This whole movie is a setup for the series that's coming up. And so, because one of my biggest problems is I feel like they could have addressed so much more, but there's so much stupidity going on in 2022 that you don't have enough time in an hour.
Yeah, but what they do address is pretty good.
They do.
Yes,
so
they do.
They come out of the portal in 2022. The captain that was the captain of that vessel, she came back down to Earth. Her name was
Serena.
Yes, Serena has now become the governor.
Or she's campaigning?
Yeah, I think she's campaigning. I think that's right.
Maybe for re-election?
Well, for re-election.
That's it.
It's campaigning for re-election. Yeah. Exactly. And so they see her face on a billboard right there on the beach.
Like,
whoa. It's like, she left that billboard there so we know that she's looking for us.
Yeah.
And is that when they get visited? No.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Then through a portal comes...
But does that happen first, or do they meet the German tourists first?
They meet the other version of themselves.
They do meet them first.
Smart Beavis and Smart
Smart
Butthead.
Beavis and Smart Butthead.
Yeah.
There are many Beavises and Buttheads. And we are the smartest.
None of them have gotten laid.
Yeah.
None of them.
None of them have scored.
No Beavis or Butthead have ever gotten laid.
Yeah,
I love it when he's like, yes, very humorous, very droll,
very droll. Yes. And so they come and visit them and tell them that they have to get into a portal.
Yeah,
before it's too late. And the portal's like right behind this building.
Well,
no, it's at top of Mount Everest.
Yeah, first it's on Mount Everest.
And they have 2 days to get there. He's like, you got 2 days to get to this portal at the top of Mount Everest,
right?
Or the entire universe is fucked.
Yeah,
every universe.
Yeah, and so they go away, and they Beavis and Butthead end up encountering a German family who shove a smartphone in their hands and wants them to take a picture.
They're from the 90s, so they've never seen a smartphone.
They're like, whoa, look at this tiny TV.
This dude gave us this tiny TV.
Yeah, man, my favorite is like, oh, this show sucks.
It at first. At first he tries to put
Well,
it
he
in
tells
his
him to
pocket.
take it.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. He's like, he gave
Can
us
you
the
take it?
TV. And he's like, yeah, can you take it? Yeah.
Yeah.
He tries to put it into his pocket. And the
He's
guy's
like,
like,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And holds it up for him. And it basically makes a TV screen.
Yep.
So they're watching the people they're supposed to be taking pictures of.
And then the whole time they're
You're
going
like,
like,
God,
do we
this
need to
sucks.
scoot back? Do
Yeah.
we need to scoot back? And he's like, oh, no.
This show sucks.
Shut up. We're trying to watch this really bad show. And then they fucking back up to the point to where the fat dad goes up against the railing and breaks it.
breaks
All
through.
three of them fall in. And then Beavis goes,
we
wow, the
s-
show really found itself.
Anyway, they figure out that they can pay for things with the
Right,
phone.
because
Yeah.
they have the
So
phone
Apple Pay.
and they go
They
try to
find
get
out
some
about Apple Pay.
nachos, but they don't have any money.
Oh my
And the
God.
guy's like, just use your phone. He's like, you can use
can
my,
pay for
you can
your
pay for
phone.
things with, you can pay for anything with this thing. And so they get the nachos, and then enter one of the most genius montages
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen in forever.
Getting nachos in every way possible.
every way possible.
Absolutely. When they're sitting
love
there
it.
and he's like just raining nachos.
Raining them
Oh, dude,
at
he's
the
fucking
strip
doing
club.
it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And
Uh-huh.
then they show what's really happening. They're just slinging them all around.
They're
the
just
room.
like,
You know what I'm saying? They get like this sweet, and it's like covered in cheese.
dude,
Yeah.
and he's all on the phone. He's like, all right, and you better not skimp on the nacho sauce or I'm talking to your manager.
You know.
So at this point, that's when Beavis
Serena?
finds
Oh.
out about Siri
Yeah.
Yes.
on the phone
Yeah, 'cause
because he's
they
talking
say something
about
about
Serena,
Serena.
and Siri goes, "How can I help you?" And he's like, "Oh, Serena." And so he starts, which
So he
I
steals
wonder,
away and goes into the
Did
bedroom.
they actually talk to Siri? Do you think those are real? Like, it sounds like they just totally.
I mean, that's just.
did
I mean,
the-
that's kind of thing that Siri would say. Yeah.
Well, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Do you think they literally like asked Siri a question and then recorded
I
that
strongly
shit?
doubt they want to pay Apple.
They
Right.
said
because-
Siri. If
I
they
mean-
said the word Siri, they probably got to pay Apple.
I mean, that's interesting. I wonder how that actually
know?
worked out because they didn't have a budget to get like original music for this
Yeah.
show or anything
yeah,
like that.
you can
which
tell
is
this is on the
usually-
low budget.
Yeah.
You can.
You know, but I don't know if saying Siri is problematic.
It sounded like Siri's voice.
It did. It did. I wonder. Who knows?
They got
Who knows?
instead of actually paying Apple, they just got the voice
Prob-
actress that
or-
does Siri's
Right.
voice.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
there are tons of people who try to do like those. Here's
Yeah.
here like a real life Siri.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
totally,
saying?
yeah.
That's real. So it's
But-
probably
but
it could
anyway,
be just an impression.
Beavis
so.
keeps having conversations with the phone, thinking he's talking to Serena,
and
at
he's
this
like,
point.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand Butthead.
Yeah, me neither.
Right, for real.
I mean, what's with that guy sometimes?
Because Beavis is convinced that he is falling in love with,
Yeah,
with
right.
Serena,
Uh-huh.
and he's talking to her, and Siri is talking
Right.
back to him.
But then
and
Siri says something about he says something about man, what does he say?
Spider webs.
Yeah, we can search for them. You want me to search the web? Like, but then it's
yeah,
like
spider webs
she,
are cool.
she says something about the home. Do you want me to set up your home for you? I don't
Right.
remember what it is that he was asking.
Yeah, do you want
Yeah.
me to set up your home?
And he
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, you're at my home."
so that makes Beavis think like, hey, we got to
We
get
gotta go back
to our
home.
old house.
Yeah.
Because that's where Serena is, and she's waiting to score with us. At this point, the government has found out that Beavis and Butthead are present. They have X-rays of them. They don't have any actual photos
Well, they don't
of them,
know-
so
But
they
there's
think
also-
that they're aliens.
Right? They think
They
they're
also
aliens.
think
Right.
they're aliens
And then
because
s-
they fell out of space,
And
essentially.
and then Serena and her crew found out about them because of their covered in nacho cheese and what would
She
exactly?
was, no.
no,
She was
what-
because she
There's
she had
a
a campaign
picture.
station.
Yeah.
And then she had
Yeah.
a campaign
Picture at a
station, and they
campaign
showed
station.
up. And they were like,
Yeah.
she was like, they're like, we're looking for Serena.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, oh well, they said Serena sent us. And the guy's like, "Oh, sent you to volunteer?
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, stand right here and take
Oh,
this
yeah,
picture."
totally.
And so
Yep.
it got sent
Uh-huh.
to her. And so she's looking through them. She's like, "Pass, looking through all these pictures of these kids, jumping for joy in front of Serena."
Yeah.
And it's like, this. And then she sees Beavis and Butthead, and for her, that's a murder case.
Yeah.
because
Uh-huh.
she said that they sacrificed themselves.
And she keeps mentioning that
truly-
around other people too.
Yeah, she
Right.
did.
Just in front of
she
groups
did.
of people, she's
But
like,
at that point-
"Those are those boys I killed." And
But
then
at this
the
point,
dude's
you
like,
can
"Shut the
tell
fuck
that
up."
she's like, super jaded. She's
Yeah.
over it. She fucking hates life, and she hates politics, but she's doing the shit.
Uh-huh.
And all that matters is her re-election, and she's turned bitter. And well, she was so hopeful
Oh,
back
yeah.
in day
Yeah.
before she killed these boys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And so for her, she's got to find them and kill
And
them.
kill 'em, for
because
real.
in her words, if I'm gonna face murder charges for killing these boys, I might as well kill these boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so she's up there cocking the gun.
Yeah.
Her lieutenant, who is now her vice
Vice
governor or
governor,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Still second in command.
Lackey.
Lackey.
Good one.
Yeah, right.
I mean, just saying.
Yeah, so he's still there with her on our campaign trail, and he's just like, oh god, like this bitch is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
She's gonna actually kill these boys.
So the government's after Beavis and Butthead. She's after Beavis.
They want
to
dissect him. Yeah.
The government wants to dissect them because they think they're aliens.
Yep.
Yes.
And they think they're like. Throughout the movie, there's this like series of events where the government's like almost got him.
Yeah.
But somehow they kind of failed upwards
They
and
bumble,
bumble their way to accidentally avoiding the government, and the government's just like, these guys are genius. They must have realized that we
like
were
the
they
porta
ditched the
potty
phone.
thing. Yeah, and it really just fell in the toilet.
Yeah.
And then he was shoving
We lost the
Beavis
signal.
in the toilet to get it.
And Beavis Butthead's over there just like, are you talking to Serena?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm spanking my monkey. And he's like, you better be. Like. Oh my God! Ends up breaking into the porta potty, which is actually what ends up moving them further away from their home.
Yeah.
And so the porta potty gets moved. They end up getting out, and they're at a college.
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
Yep.
Yeah,
This
boy.
one's good. Yeah.
Yes.
So the teacher, by the way,
hold on, wait.
Smart
Which
Beavis, smart Butthead.
show up?
And they
yeah,
say
yeah, yeah.
that they
They're like,
moved-
Going
we
to
don't
the
know why
portal.
the hell we put the portal on top of Mount Everest. That was stupid.
There's
Here's
a portal right behind that
Right
building,
over there.
Just go into the portal.
And it was behind the
And
it'll take
humanities
you home.
building.
Humanities
Exactly.
building. No one ever goes in there.
And so
fucking
they end
good.
up instead going into the college and going into a gender studies class.
And do you guys know who the professor is?
She sounded very familiar.
That was Tig Notaro.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That
And
makes sense.
so the this gender studies class is talking about just
Gender studies
gender
stuff.
studies stuff,
toxic
and then they
masculinity,
walk
blah,
in
blah,
and they're immediately like, oh well, we're lost because we're trying to find this chick because we're gonna score, and she said that she was ready for us, and
everybody's like, oh my God, get out.
and Tig goes, no, we can learn from this.
Uh-huh.
We can
Yeah,
like
we
walks
can
up,
teach them. This
we
is the
we can
teaching
teach
moment.
this.
Yeah.
and then like calls out, well, you boys just have white privilege, and they're like, what the hell's white privilege?
And here's the funniest part:
Yeah.
when the black girl starts to be like explaining what white privilege is,
Yep.
and then the white male feminist
fucking cuts her off
in front of her.
Yeah, dude. Those are the things. Those are those Mike Judges right there. Where you're like, man, layers, dude,
It
layers.
explains to them what
Yeah.
white privilege is,
And then they go, whoa,
run with
we
it.
have
Oh, yeah.
white privilege? And then so they
Yes.
just start walking around going like,
Doing
Yeah,
basically
cutting
whatever
in
the fuck
line,
they
they're
want.
taking
they
people's
were,
shit.
they were told they had privilege, so they're using it.
And so they're telling everybody like, no, don't worry about it. We have white privilege.
Don't worry.
Dude, they get in the cop car and it's immediately in reverse, smack dead into a fucking like power line, and the cops run up. It's like, get out of the car. No, it's okay. Look, we have white privilege.
The whole reverse thing is a regular
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
in the movie.
Oh
too.
yeah. Oh god, they
Armin's
drove like that for
really
a
fast.
long time. You know,
Really
like, because
fast.
they were chasing Serena.
Yeah, backwards.
Yeah, backwards.
Yeah, and they're all going like, nobody knows how to drive like that.
Like, these guys are amazing.
They train their assassins to drive like that so they can get a better shot.
But anyway, so we're getting ahead of ourselves. They get back to their house.
Nah, they go to prison.
They go to
first.
prison.
Oh, they do go to prison first.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and we see the resurrection of Cornholio.
Oh my
Yes.
god. And Cornholio starts a revolt.
Bro, and see, here's one of those things that a lot of
Because
people
they're like,
don't
we do
understand.
need TP for
We
our
do
battles."
need TP.
Yeah, for real. You know, for you,
Yeah,
those of you
respect
who do
our
not know
Mongols.
who Cornholio is, Cornholio was a product of Beavis eating too many caffeine pills.
Yeah.
And he ends up putting his T-shirt over the top of his head. If you're a kid of the 90s, you know. Because
Yeah.
everyone did an impression of, I am the great Cornholio. I
Doing
need
the-
TV for my bunghole. You know, and so, but in this, when they're in holding, there's a prisoner who's about to get searched. And so he gives Beavis a whole bunch of amphetamines. And he's like, hey, you know, take these. And
he
he's
starts-
like, I'm not going to go down for this. You take
He
them.
just
And
starts
he's like, you want me
tossing
to,
them
yeah,
back?
he's like, you want me to take these? And he's just
Yeah.
like, yeah,
And he
you
just
take them.
fucking eats 'em.
And he starts
He just
eating them. He's like, don't
chomp.
eat them. Don't eat them. Just take them. He's like, no. He snatches them back and just starts chomping them down. Next thing you know, Cornholio's back. You know? And he is amped up. So he walks into Gen Pop. He's just like, I need TP. I need TP for my bunghole. And all the people
like,
in
yeah,
the Gen Pop are like, yeah, they never give us enough TP.
Yeah. You know? They should respect our bunghole.
Are you threatening me? And so, so it starts a revolt in prison. And then at the same time, they're like, but look at what these boys are doing.
Right.
They brought everyone together.
Right.
You know what we should do is, give them all the TP. Give them
all the TP we can find.
Yeah, it inspires the warden, and the warden ends up pardoning them.
Because the warden's like, last night I watched a movie called Touched by an Angel.
Like it's... They brought it back, man. They brought it right back. And so then they end up getting released, and he scrubs all of their like records.
Yeah.
So nobody knows that they were there. Which as soon as they leave, that's
he's like,
when
we'll never mention this again.
Right.
We're never going to talk to anybody.
Right. And then Serena and the government show up trying to find, the two of them, and he's just standing by his story. You know what I mean?
Like,
but they already said that they were going to pardon 2 inmates. So they just pardoned 2 random motherfuckers, right? Which I love that in the car because I mean they obviously they
tell Serena and her VP, whatever the fuck, that they saw the boys and where the boys were going.
Yeah.
And then you cut to the scene of them stealing her car, and they tied them to a tree.
You're like, couldn't you have picked smaller people to pardon?
And then just Serena, that one moment where she's just like, it's so hilarious, dude. It seems so genuine.
Really. Oh man,
because everything's going wrong for this woman.
Yeah.
So then that's when they go back to their house.
That's when
that's when
back to the house. And there's like an open house. The house is being sold.
So I guess that means
right. They go in. Their house is being sold. The realtor is trying to tell them because they're like, "This is our house. Why is everybody in here? Why'd you move all our stuff around?" And she's trying to explain to them what happened to Beavis's mom. And Beavis's mom apparently got a big settlement after the kids. Whatever. Cause she's trying to explain this while they're playing
they died
with
in space. So right?
Exactly. But she's trying to explain this to them while they're playing with the garbage disposal. And so every time she gets to a significant portion of the story, it's just like, and she's still going on about this storyline in the background, but she's just pantomiming the words because you can't actually hear her. But every once in a while you hear like Shirley Beavis was apparently his mom's name, and from what you can gather, she got a big settlement, ended up blowing through all the money, and then. Well, we don't really know what else happened to her because they're just playing with the garbage disposal the whole time. So his mom is dead for all we know. Like who fucking knows? Yeah, she said it was a tragic, sad story.
That we don't know about.
Right. And so what happens after that? So they end up
they get in a fight with each other.
They get into a fight.
Yes.
They end up having a falling out.
Well, they get
because Beavis Butthead's not taking Beavis's love for Serena serious.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And he gets very upset.
So then they start kicking each other in the nuts and throwing each other around. And she's because she goes, I know this is a hard thing for a couple to decide on.
Exactly.
But why don't you take this outside?
It's like my email address is on the card.
Right. And then so Butthead gets picked up by. No.
Butthead goes one way, Beavis goes the other.
Right, and they walk. And this is my favorite thing in the movie. This is seriously my favorite thing in the fucking movie. When it hits that Michael Bolton. When it hits that. Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you? I was just like, God damn it, guys.
Perfect.
That was
God.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't expecting it, and then all of a sudden, I heard it start up. I was like, oh no, they're not gonna.
Yeah,
and they hit it.
Dude, that whole thing reminded me a lot of once again Akudama with Hoodlum.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like, oh,
sad time. How am I supposed to live without you?
Oh no, man.
Without you, bro.
So, but that was a genius part of the movie.
Favorite
So
thing.
good.
That's my favorite thing.
So good.
Yeah. Because it's not just the appropriateness of that song, the time frame that they come from, and all that stuff, but it's also Mike Judge's constant poking at Michael Bolton over the years.
Oh yeah,
like he has to. He just has
Absolutely.
to.
But
can't
you know,
help
Michael
it.
Bolton is he loves being in jokes like that. Like,
dude, well, like the
remember
Lonely
song that
Island shit.
Exactly.
That shit's hilarious.
It is
this
great.
is the story of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, dude, so fucking good.
Because they're not at all singing about that.
No,
No, they're singing about being in the
from
club
the front
whole
to the
time.
back. Say we count skeks.
Yo, guys, but I watched this really good movie. So
Yeah,
no, Michael Bolton takes it well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he does. He likes jokes. Man.
He likes the joke.
Yeah, especially about him. He loves it.
But so both of them get picked up. You know,
by one by the government,
yeah.
one by Siri.
and I don't remember who's which. I guess Beavis is with
I think
Serena.
Beavis is the government.
Yes.
Oh, so it's
Butthead
yeah,
Butthead
is-
is with Serena.
okay,
Serena,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they both get taken to. Well, okay. So how does that happen? How do they link up together? Because I know they get
Well,
to the.
what happens is Serena and the government, they
Right.
figure out, because the government ends up finding out what Serena's up to. Serena's freaking out because she thinks that the government
Is chasing
trying
her.
to exactly to arrest
Yeah, that's
her.
it. That's
but it
so-
comes
yeah,
to find out, comes to be that they both have the same end game.
Uh-huh.
So they're like, oh god, I just want to kill him,
And
they
we
wanna
just wanna dissect them.
So
Yeah.
this works out well for everybody.
Yep.
And the lieutenant,
That's it.
whatever VP, whatever the fuck his name is, he was just like, you're not going to get away with this. Like, she keeps getting away with it. And so he ends up siding with the boys. So basically they link together.
Mm-hmm.
They handcuff the boys to a bed. Yes, at first it's to a bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And but then he comes in and he's just like, I'm going to help you boys out, help you get
Well,
out of here.
what it
and
is
they
that they're connected to the bed while they're having a meeting, and they keep making dumbass comments of the whole time about shit they're saying. So they're like, "Fuck these kids, put them in the
put
other
him in
room."
the other room. Exactly. And he goes and he actually breaks them out and frees them of their of their,
tells
of their
them there's
bonds.
the key. He points at the car, says the keys are in the car.
You
Yeah.
take that car, just get out of here, whatever. And he sets them free, and they actually break back in.
Because they think that he's trying to get
separate
rid of,
them from Serena.
Yeah,
Exactly.
get rid of
So
them.
they
Right, and they're like,
keep
"Well,
her.
fuck that. We're gonna put them back on." And then so they're like, "Well, okay, we got to
They're
put these
trying to
handcuffs
put the
back
handcuffs
on, right?"
back together,
And they
and they
close
can-
them, and then they go, "Well, now we can't get our
Now-
hands back
now
on."
we go- yeah.
Well, wait. Didn't he say the keys were in that car down there? So their plan is to go to the car to get the keys to put their handcuffs back on so that they can be recaptured. Right. And instead they dick around in the car. And then the second in command dude, whatever, he's like, oh, hey, we got to leave. And he gets everybody to leave to go chase after the kids because they're gone at this point.
Right. He knows they're in the car.
He knows they're in the car though.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Whoa, hey, they're taking Serena away from us." So then they start trying to chase them
in reverse.
And the whole time the guy's like, "No, just go. Just go away."
Yeah. It's very Chevy Chase.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And so they end up how'd they go? They ended up chasing them down.
Yep.
Because this is nearing the end.
This is
of
almost the
going
end.
there.
This is
Almost
real
the
close to the
end.
end. I mean,
Right.
basically the only other thing is that like at some point we didn't mention that the smart Beavis and smart Butthead told them that the portal is back at their house, and so they got to get back to their house, right? But I think that's where the government is going as well. So then I think that's what happens is basically they have a chase scene back to Beavis and Butthead's
because they
house.
said that they were going to go back.
And they,
Right.
like Beavis and Butthead end up crashing into the house.
Yes, yeah,
Right.
Because they're driving in reverse and they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and then so everybody's standing in the living room, and Serena pulls out the gun, and she's about to kill him or whatever, and then that's the point where smart Beavis and Butthead show up, and they're like, "There's literally like a portal like right here. You just gotta go through the portal.
Right.
You only have seconds before the entire universe collapses."
Yeah, but what did they end up throwing through the portal?
It was the other guy.
It was the other.
because he
lieutenant
steps
goes
in front of
through.
it, and he's like, "No,
He's like,
I'm
"You're not
stopping
gonna do
everybody,"
all
and
this-
just starts
yeah.
getting sucked through.
Sucked in, and then they're like, "Oh,
I
well,
guess
apparently
any-
anybody could have gone through
Anything, we could have
could've
thrown
thrown
a brick through this,
Could have been a
and it
brick.
would have worked.
You know? And it turns out they're not actually so smart anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And
then
so they're standing there, and Serena is like talking to Beavis because Beavis is
because she's still ready to kill him,
Right.
but then Beavis starts
having a heart to
spilling
heart.
his.
He's
yeah,
trying.
to
He's
spill his love.
trying as hard as I
He's
can.
trying to confess,
He's got to get
man.
those
Yeah.
words up, and then smart Beavis fucking steps right up in there. He's like, "Serena."
Well, he was making headway.
He
like,
was.
Actually,
He was getting there.
She was like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "You guys just wanted to have sex with me this whole time,
right? And this
like
is
you weren't
what
actually
dawns
asking
on
me."
me.
What it
This
is
is when it dawns
yeah,
on her.
she realizes that they just wanted to have sex with her the whole time.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Shit, I still need to keep these guys quiet about everything. Because if I'm not going to be able to kill them, I got to keep them quiet.
Like, what would it take?
And what would it take? It's like,
you got to do us.
You got to do
us. Both of you? And she's like, God, just give me a minute. I got to think about this. And she's over there thinking about it.
And that's when...
She's like, it's not like I haven't done worse.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they were actually making progress. Yeah. And that's when Smart Beavis steps up.
And he's like, why don't I take you into the stars? That's everything you've ever dreamed of, Serena.
It's at the edge of the universe.
Yeah. And she's like, okay.
This is everything that I wanted since I was a little girl. Beavis is just like, no. So they do. They end up taking Serena into the portal. And he's like,
and that
also have a
Beavis
really
actually
big schlong.
scores.
That one
Yes.
scored. That's the first Beavis
That's the only
ever.
in the whole universe.
In the multiverse.
That has ever scored. And what, at the end, he gets a medal that says, I scored.
Dude,
and Smart Butthead gets a medal that says, I watched.
I watched. That's it.
Because he hid in the luggage at the foot of the bed.
Yes. God. Another thing that I
and
didn't
also
mention.
she left.
There's a
She left.
yeah, totally.
She was
Gone.
completely gone. She fucked Beavis and dipped.
Man, no. I love it when they first meet Smart Beavis and Smart Butthead, and they're all talking about he's like, oh, it's a multiverse, and they go, what the hell's a multiverse? He's like, have you seen that animated Spider-Man movie? Well, it would have been a lot easier if you had.
Oh man, we completely skipped over another. One of my favorite things is when Beavis is having the dream about Serena being his girlfriend.
Hell yeah, dude.
He's getting bullied by these dudes in a parking lot. She comes up looking all fucking
she goes, Xena
heavy
Warrior
metal,
Princess,
heavy
metal
kind of bullshit.
Starts
Red Sonja.
chopping him to bits.
I'm his girlfriend.
That's awesome. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you like Beavis and Butthead, you're probably gonna like this.
Yeah.
This to me, I think, is better than the first movie.
I don't think so. I don't think it had the same scope as the first movie.
Definitely not.
But then also the first movie had a lot of surprises as far as once again that soundtrack.
Oh
we got the Bolton soundtrack,
Bolton
song, but the entirety of the soundtrack for Beavis and Butthead Do America was all created just for that cartoon.
Yep.
And so it really adds a lot to the scope of it. However, if you love Beavis and Butthead, it's more Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
The tone of the show has not changed at all.
And
the jokes have not changed.
It's really hard for me not to just hear Mike Judge the whole time.
Right.
Too,
Right. Now,
which isn't a bad thing.
I'm going to say something that might be controversial. When I watched that movie, I may have laughed out loud twice.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I've watched so much Beavis and Butthead over the course of my life.
You almost expect the jokes.
I know their humor.
I agree with you on that.
It, right?
Yeah.
And so it's more of that, and it hits the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The pacing of the jokes are the same. However, being able to sit and have this conversation, that's where it shines, man. It's way funnier in retrospect.
Absolutely.
Than it may be. Right. Now, if it was a party environment, I think.
Totally.
Multiple people, whatever. Because I'm weird about toilet humor in the first place. It's not really my bag.
I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah, and then once again,
but their little stupid comments are really what sells this movie.
Right. And my other problem, well, I guess it's kind of one and the same, is that I wanted more of modern social commentary because there's so much for two idiots to talk about that could be really poignant. You know what I'm saying? There's just a lot of shit.
I gotta give them credit for what they did, though.
Well, I do. But that part disappointed me at first. But then I found out that it's an introductory for a series, and now I'm like, then never mind, you nailed it.
It's just enough then.
It's just the setup.
Yeah, it's just here's why they're in 2022.
Yep.
So now let's have some fun.
Overall, I think it was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fun time.
I had a little bit of time. Not the broad overarching plot. Not the broad shit, but just little specifics before having the conversation. I was just like, wait, what did happen? How did they get back to the house? Who did pick them up? Just little details and stuff like that. So I do think it is a movie that, depending on who you are, might go in, and immediately fall back out.
I could see that totally.
It's not gonna blow your mind.
No,
but it's definitely if you got an hour and a half, totally worth it.
I wonder how people who have never watched Beavis and Butthead, who don't even know anything about them, I wonder
how would they respond
would respond to this
yeah,
movie,
that's a weird one. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of a prerequisite that you have some legacy knowledge about these characters to some degree. It's kind of like Chip and Dale, once again, it's aimed at those of us who grew up in that era.
Yeah.
And so it makes me wonder, like, I love to see reactions from people who are seeing this concept for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, it also makes me wonder if, like, how do I put this? There are more Mike Judge fans now than Beavis and Butthead fans.
Right.
Because Mike Judge has done so many other things.
Yeah,
King of the Hill,
Office Space,
fucking Silicon Valley guys.
Right.
Silicon Valley is amazing.
Hey, what is it?
Yeah.
Extract,
yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Extract, the one with Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
All fucking great works. I personally think anything that Mike Judge touches is amazing.
Well, I mean, I think that conceptually.
Well, he has his style,
right?
And it's always his style.
Because even Idiocracy is not a good movie, but
it's not a good movie.
Premise is
but
amazing.
It's such a good time.
Yeah, it's a great time.
It's a good time.
It's a premise that everybody needs to think about.
Yeah,
there's something to ponder.
Yeah,
and maybe it'll help us in the future. And I mean
this
us
one
as
goes
a
in
whole.
your mouth.
This
one goes in your butt.
Wait,
wait.
This
This one goes in your mouth, and this one goes.
No, man. No, when he walks up in there and he's got that fat ass cigarette, he's like, "Chart says your shit's all fucked up."
Yeah, and so I mean, I would love to see reactions. However, if you were raised on Beavis and Butthead, if you're one of those kids that used to sneak to watch it, or you never had a chance to watch it, I think that you're gonna get some giggles.
Totally.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely worth your time. Worth your time. So do we have anything else about this? Watch the movie. It's good.
Yeah, watch it. Watch it. If you're interested, watch it. If it's not your bag, don't.
Yeah,
that's kind of the way this is.
Yeah,
I think before you even see this whether it's going to be your type of thing.
You're
or not.
going to look at the banner, you see Beavis and Butthead. And
if you're okay with basically two idiots laughing at themselves and pretty much if you still
jokes.
get dick jokes, if you still get a chuckle from just the idea of 69, then
the number is is a 2 and then it's a circle and then I don't know
no,
what the hell that next thing is.
I don't know
what that is. I've never seen that in my life. It's like you just said it was a 2. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It's like one of those movies.
No, not that number. That one.
They both know 69 immediately.
Slut. SLO something.
For real. She is a slut, Beavis. She told us. But and I'm telling you, man, like watching this movie really reminded me of like one of my best friends. He's passed away, but he used to always do a Beavis impression, and for all intents and purposes, like he kind of channeled him sometimes, like he loved that shit so much, and it was always just funny. And the whole time it just made me nostalgic, And it's like, God, dude, like I remember, my dude Scott, like he was just all about it. And so that kind of tugged at my heartstrings a little bit, dude. And it's like, wow, all the memories associated with this IP that, it's gone and nobody necessarily misses it, but now it's back, whether we wanted it or not.
Whether we want it or not, yeah.
I was so two things. Did you guys ever play the Beavis and Butthead game for Super Nintendo?
Long time ago.
It was a good game. It was actually pretty dope.
Yeah.
Like it worked perfectly fine for a licensed game. It was one of those that was surprised. I think the Genesis one is even better.
Yeah,
actually.
It is. Genesis always handles situations like that better. It's kind of like with Cool Spot.
But they were still good. Both of them were still good,
Right.
But I was watching something where Mike Judge was talking about when he initially made Beavis and Butthead, and apparently he spent like a lot of time making the pilot episode or making the frog baseball thing. And so when he presented that to MTV, they were like, "Oh yeah, this is great. We need 13 episodes in this amount of time or whatever." And he was like, "It took me like 3 months to make that. I can't do that." And so he said his first thing was okay. Well, I guess I have to train a staff to be me,
right? Well, and there's something like there's theories online that the insert of the music videos
Oh, yeah.
was put in specifically so they wouldn't have to animate.
Yeah, for padding.
That
Well,
makes
because
complete
they
sense.
would
Yeah.
reuse
Yeah.
a lot of those
A lot-
animations, like
yeah.
of them on the couch shaking their ass and shit.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
do that over and over and over again,
Yeah.
you know. So they just kind of reuse a lot of their animations.
Yep.
But it's just funny to
Here's
think
3
about,
to 5
like,
minutes free right
like-
here.
like
Yeah,
once upon a
exactly. That we
time-
don't have to animate.
Yep.
Right. At one point in time, like you could just, you know, they could just put music videos in there and not have to worry about paying for licensing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, Jesus, dude, all
Oh,
the red
yeah.
tape you'd have to go through.
You couldn't do
it's
it.
like, from what I understand, the
Dude,
series.
what if they react to YouTube videos?
Well, that's what they're going to be doing.
Oh,
Reacting to
wow.
YouTube videos and TikTok videos.
Way,
You know,
no
yeah.
way.
So that's the plan for this next
Wow.
iteration of Beavis and Butthead coming up. You know, so, yeah.
They're like, what's the Buthead challenge?
Oh yeah, for real. I know Beavis is gonna love Bussy. Oh yeah. No, it's my Bussy, mine.
Who the hell is Jack O? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's it.
I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much
Done.
for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being in the chat.
Yay.
Come back later. We may be doing something later tonight. I don't know. We may or may not. Either way, we're definitely doing something next week. Not sure what that's
Hit
gonna
the
be
bell.
yet.
Oh,
like
next
a-
week is Crimes of the Future.
Crimes of the Future.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
The movie that everyone seems to be throwing up over. So we'll see.
Fuck
Yeah, I know you're excited. I'm scared. But anyways, thank you. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and anywhere else you want to listen to your podcasts. And we'll see you next week, guys. Thank you and
boy.
goodbye.
Peace.